today as well. Thank you. Just take your time and read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of this broadcast. You should like it first, then share it to invite your friends and not so friendly friends, the Abobakus, the Ronukus, the Batidiots, the Batstards, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the Lagos Abobakus, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers. Tell all of them and say, Maiyegun today.
Glory Facebook. And yes, Glory YouTube. And yes,
Has Kolu returned? Because right now,
and yes,
the president of Nigeria is hiding somewhere in France.
and yes,
His deputy, the Shettima, is also hiding somewhere in Sweden.
and yes,
And earlier today, there were rumors that DSS had to provide security for Akpabiole, the godless Akpabiole, because of a rumored impeachment. All of that means that Nigeria is currently not even on autopilot. It is a place where anything goes as we speak. I'm actually looking forward to the return of Tinubu because of what Donyo Kwigbe said. That when Tinubu returns, it's like there will be a little bit of relief for all of you. On top this shaggy, you can still use the tablet. Thank you, Motide. So they said that this is what you can use if you have any chance for it. I don't know. I think it's free. Yeah, it's called the T-Pain tablet, so to say, weight loss tablet. So you can use one in the morning, depends. You can use 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 2 at night. Or you can just use 1 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 at night. Why lose weight, Shani? Because you are being sacrificed to the glutinous criminals. Kudos to Aziko say here, right? So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'll say good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is the Temple of Truth with Maiyegun live. The kind of shege that is currently blowing in Nigeria is beyond what we used to call the Owu. Owu blowing means the hunger is spreading. Right now, it is worse than that. It's even worse than shege. Some said it is shege pro max. Well, it depends on which of the side of the aisle you are seated and which of the wind is blowing to your own side. Like I have said before, Nigeria right now may be a little bit of a country practicing a pseudo-democracy, something that is not real, right? But there's something that is real. It is the democratization of the shege in that contraption. 15 days ago, oh dear, 16 days ago, Kolu, the Jaga banditi, the Jaga addicti, aṣíwájú àwọn olè, aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, aṣíwájú àwọn àtọ̀ọ́lé, left that contraption. They said he was going for an annual leave. Person wey know they work, need to do anything. Got so tired that he ran away from that contraption because in Wahala too much, they say. Meanwhile, some said he was using that moment to reflect on his policies. So others are waiting to be given an appointment by Tinubu called the cabinet reshuffle. In all of this, he has remained incommunicado, except one Akudaya that went to see him in London that told us that when he was done with London, that was about 6 days ago, he was going to go to Paris. That's in France. Now, 14 days, 2-week holiday should have elapsed 2 days ago. But we haven't heard from the Shigidi of Aso Rocky, the Shigidi of Aso Rock. We have heard a lot from some of the praise singers, the ass lickers, the court jesters inside that asshole rock. But we haven't heard from him until this afternoon when they said the shitty man was leaving the contraption too. Yeah, he left for Sweden to go and represent Tinubu on something that doesn't really matter, by the way, okay? And then the third person in line, the number 3 person in the contraption is Godless Akpabiole. Now, Godless Akpabiole that told you that whatever you are enduring right or going through right now, you should continue to endure it. Somehow, a rumor started spreading that the Godless himself was about to be impeached. Not just him, including the leadership of the National Assembly. That was a shocker. But it ended up being a rumor. It never happened, so to say. But while we are still waiting for the return of a call back into that contraption, listen, somebody sent a message and said, Maiyegun, stop calling your country a contraption. In case if you are new, number one, I appreciate majority of you that just subscribed onto MaiyegunsDiary Politico. I think I'm going to have to write something about this page on the front of, under that name, MaiyegunsDiary Politico. So that if you by any chance, I don't know what or which video got you to kind of subscribe onto MaiyegunsDiary Politico. Well, maybe I should just tell you this in case if you are new here. Look at me very well, okay? And this platform as well. We do not like anyone or everyone that is associated with that with any government in that contraption. The language on this platform does not glorify Nigeria, okay? And if you are looking for your fellow compatriots, as they will say, the ones that are lying to themselves about that contraption, okay? Nigeria will be great one day. We must stay united. You may probably be on the wrong platform, okay? So number one, we do not hate Nigeria, but our reaction towards what these criminals have done to that country, I mean, sort of, symbolizes our, our disappointment, so to say. And in all honesty, okay, some of us here are actually interested in Nigeria breaking up. Do you understand? So I'm not your compatriot, okay? So whatever adjective that we use in describing Nigeria is not coming from the place of hatred, and it's not from me. There are people who actually hate Nigeria, no doubt, but not me. A majority of us here, we do not, because hating Nigeria doesn't really change anything. But because the contraption has been captured, right? So there is no point in trying to be nice. Okay? So if for any reason, right, you are offended because you believe that we should talk about the criminals and probably glorify Nigeria, listen to me, you are on the wrong platform, all right? People like myself, and I can say this, and more than 60 to 70% of everybody on this platform, they actually want Nigeria to break up, okay? So it is a bit of two breakups, right? Number one, the Nigeria you have right now, as you know it, to us, is already dead, a dead place that is there to claim our lives. You get what I mean now? So what I mean is that we do not want this Nigeria anymore. And the only way to mentally manage our feelings towards the place is not to glorify it. If you feel offended by what we call Nigeria or how we describe Nigeria in a way, I may forgive your ignorance. But after hearing this now, it will probably be ideal, okay, to unsubscribe. It's for your own mental health. Yeah, it is just for you. I don't want you to be here and every time you are offended because, yes, you too, you are not happy with what, I mean, the way Nigeria is, okay? But somehow, you still have hope. Or you think people like us want this contraption to continue. That would be a misunderstanding. And I don't want us to misunderstand ourselves. Do you get that now? So as you have these contraptions, you have it now. Majority of us here,
we want it to break into pieces. There are others that actually want it, right, to break into, if it's going to break into 30 countries, 40 countries, they don't care. Everybody just day in day, go your way. So don't be a unity beggar. All right? You are likely going to meet a lot of resistance then. And I don't want you to make it look like, now we hate Nigeria. We do not hate Nigeria. We hate this Nigeria. This one, they are forced on us. This particular one that is there like a weapon fashioned against the inhabitants. Do you understand? Do you? Okay. Yeah, thank you. So that I don't want you to probably be like you are on the wrong platform. You know, it is the politicians. Because somebody was like, don't let us call this, you know, don't say bad thing about your country. My shake with when you know what it is, I go cost you beyond anything. I don't have to see you, it go hit you. Because your comment will tell me that what I'm saying enter your skin. I know how to do that very well. I can get you mad even without seeing me. I mean, sorry, without being next to you. I can get into your skins like that with the word of my mouth. But because you have subscribed onto my channel, it may be based on the wrong impression. I'll be your own belief. We do not love this contraption the way they are presenting it, and we do not hate it. Do you understand that? The real enemies of that contraption, they are the criminals that want you and I to keep praying for a better Nigeria while they keep destroying it. So we would rather this contraption to break into pieces so that these criminals, they will no longer have any hold on us, any leverage on us. As long as they keep this Nigeria together the way it is, it is not to your own interest. It is not in my own interest. So don't come here and begin to preach unity. Only unite. Do you get that now? Thank you. So that we are clear. It's called caveat. Caveat emptor. These rogues, they are the enemies of Nigeria, not us. And that is why we will not sell a lie that they have been selling to us. We will not join them to sell that lie. Right? Including the younger generations that are also coming and trying to understand what is wrong with this place. We would like them to know that they must not join them in singing Nigeria we hate thee or Arise so called patriot. So it must be dismantled. This establishment must be destroyed. Okay? And if we are going to still be together as a country, it must be decided by us, the inhabitants. Over 500, ethnic nationalities that make up this whole place, right? Thank you. Because as we are approaching 100,000 now, I don't want, I don't want a situation whereby we now go to begin to think, say, we hate Nigeria. No, we are not the people who hate Nigeria. Now those criminals hate Nigeria. If Tinubu and his gang, the caliber of people that make a drug dealer, a drug heroin trafficker. For small time now, you go to say, it's your president. No matter what, it's your president, Oguma for Jueni. You get what that means? Like, whether Ogun will be able to do it or not, I will still ask him to try. Go for DLT, you know, go do for KTD, you know what I mean? And so if that's what you want, we can share that, we can pass that on to you. So John Toriolong, don't come here with your unity begging. Don't come here to come and preach. What do you call it? Respect your elders. You get that now? So you can unsubscribe now. Is that okay? Thank you. So Kolu and his gang, as we speak, nobody can tell us where he is currently hiding in France. As much as the destiny of millions of people has been trapped by these rogues. Right now, the number one man or the presidiot, the man that hijacked power, is nowhere to be found. The one that the Boko Haram terrorist sympathizer, the Shettima, is on his way to Sweden, which is pretty much like not available. The third one is godless Akpabiole, a thief, a career criminal, person we suppose they jail, they wait for a firing squad, death sentence, is now the Senate Presidiot of that contraption. The economy is in tatters, of course. Even though they are asking people to pray, let us pray, let us pray. So this afternoon, you see that guy, Kale, one of the Olori Brukus deceiving the people in that contraption. Tinubu removed subsidy on petroleum, removed the subsidy on education, removed subsidy on electricity, now turned the life of everybody upside down, then introduced what they call the student loan. And the student loan, according to this guy, is that they have received over 300,000 applications, right? However, in that contraption, Tinubu and his gang, they gave 90 billion naira to subsidize Hajj. After destroying the contraption, they decided to send people to Hajj to go and pray for it and pray for them. 90 billion. But the same guy also budgeted 10 billion naira for student loan. Borrow the money, you know, and it's going to be the first come, first serve. Also, it will also be based on available money. So one of them, that's the one in charge of the NEL fund, the student loan fund, had this to say earlier today. They said they have given the loan to 40,000 people and they have already expended the 10 billion naira. So right now they are just waiting for more money to be able to pay the 300,000 people or 260,000 people left. Listen, let's start with this.
Carefully. We don't, force people to do this. It's a big consideration and we are careful.
So in all of the 280,000 that have successfully applied, how many of them have you successfully engaged?
So when you say have we successfully engaged, the people who have applied through an electronic portal. Mm-hmm. We don't tend to engage them directly. Essentially, what has happened is that they've applied. We're looking at their data. About 40,000 of them have been approved, and we've actually dispersed to them.
40,000?
Yes, about 40,000. Yes.
That amounts to how much in naira figures?
I think that's probably in the region of 9-10 billion naira.
About 10 billion has been disbursed.
Yes, disbursed.
And it's gone into these federal universities.
So they're not just universities. So people can apply from universities, they can apply from polytechnics and from colleges of education. So it's not just universities.
Okay. So it has to be tertiary institution owned by the federal government.
Yes, tertiary institutions owned by the federal government. And as I said, universities, polytechnics, colleges of education. And the way we disperse the loans is that we pay the fees. And so far, we have a commitment of paying fees of about 30 billion and about 60 billion in upkeep loans. So the second tranche of this is that we pay directly to the students an upkeep, a pocket money, if you like. Our commitment to that...
Every semester or every session? How do you pay it?
So the institutional fees are paid per session. So every session we pay the institutional fees. For the upkeep, we pay monthly. So the student will receive a monthly stipend, of 20,000.
So do you keep records of the students? What are you doing? Because definitely some students might be truants. Some, with a lot of factors, can happen. Incomplete registration by no fault of the school, but maybe the student missed something out. How are you able to keep track?
So, first of all, let me just talk to truancy. We don't monitor attendance.
Or performance?
No, we don't attend, attendance or performance.
So the disbursement is also not performance-based?
No, it's not
for merit?
So it's important to recognize that what we do is we give loans based on people being admitted into the institution.
And that's the basic? And
that's the essential basis of us giving the loans. And of course, that they're not able to pay themselves. They can't afford to pay themselves. But remember, this is not a scholarship. So really, we don't necessarily look at what the grades are. What we do, and where that does come up, is that when they come to apply for the next session, they have been readmitted by the institution for them to be able to apply for the loan for the next session. But during the session itself, we don't actually monitor their performance. It is a loan, and I imagine that most people recognize that they will have to pay it back, so they actually do their best to ensure that they're doing the best that they can do. But this isn't sort of testing and trying to give loans to people who are the most clever in our society.
So your agenda or the purpose for which the NEL fund is set up is not to give grant to performing student or a highly cerebral student or high-flying student, but basic is to direct your energy to indigent students. Is that right?
Effectively, that is correct. So what we're looking for, and we're actively looking to engage these people, are people who have gained admission into a tertiary institution, don't necessarily have the funds either to commence or to complete their studies in that institution, whether it's over one session or 4 sessions or 3 sessions, however long it might be. So our objective is to seek out and find these students and put this opportunity before them, so that they know that the option of dropping out, which often isn't an option in itself, is not one that we want them to ever have to put up with. We pay fees for those who are interested, who have qualified to enter or access these institutions, to be able to study.
So the reason why I asked the question is this. So there are lots of people who cannot, and genuinely, they cannot afford a tertiary education.
Sure.
Because of their social status.
Yes.
But there are those who are also interested, but not because they cannot afford it, but just want to try it out.
Sure.
So the question is that there are those who will need it the most, and there are those, unfortunately, there are some who will apply and need it less that will get it, compared to those who need it most and may not get it. So the question is that how do you, if the effort of this government is to target indigent students and allow those who cannot afford education to go to school.
Yes.
And the reason why some of us are paying more attention to education is that my parents couldn't afford to go to school as much as they wanted to. Yeah. My mother, very brilliant woman as that, but couldn't afford to go beyond class 7. Same with my father. And perhaps the reason why they put a lot of effort, sold properties, and made sure that some of us went to school. The question is,
Oyinbo ló ń sọ, Ṣeun Oyinbo òun ló ń sọ. Make una continue to deceive yourself. Millions of them have already dropped out of school. Let's start with that one. Okay? So the GBT here is this. Before Tinubu, there was this stuff called the education subsidy. But the way they did it is not of money. They make sure that Nigerian students, especially the federal universities and colleges of education in Nigeria, they were able to have access to subsidized education, like cheap. Their tuition was very cheap, including those who are like to stay in hostels, right? Where hostel accommodations were provided. Okay, so we have people who went to Unilag, and their school fees per semester was about maybe 14,000 naira or 10,000 naira, 15,000 naira. When Tinubu came in last year, they removed all of that. Remember that one of the problems of the tertiary education in Nigeria, which led to ASU going on 18 months, 1.5 years strike, was because of poor funding, where the federal government of Nigeria, under Bukwari, then the Fulani government of Nigeria, FGN, at the time, was unable to fund the tertiary education. All of the agreed, subventions, allowances, and other stuff that were meant to be paid to these schools, they were not paid. In places where they were paid, they were inadequate. Meanwhile, some of these students were later subjected to different kind of extortion. But nevertheless, a lot of them could send themselves to school. Like if you gain access to, for example, if you gain access to unity schools, like secondary schools, cheaper. If you get in unity schools means like a federal government secondary schools, okay? So if you gain access to federal universities or colleges of education, some people could actually work and still send themselves to school. This was under Bokwario as it was. So when it came to under Tinubu, you know what they did? They removed that. They now told the schools to go and raise funds themselves because there's no money to give them. Remember, they are still fighting the fact that they are not being funded well. Oh. So Tinubu sent a circular to all of them. They should go and raise funds themselves. Government doesn't have any money to give them. Meanwhile, they have money to buy themselves this yacht, private jets, different SUV vehicles, and all of that stuff for themselves. But they have no money for education. So what did the schools? What did they do? They increased the tuition. There were schools that students were paying as little as 15,000 naira, 20,000 naira, only for these schools to jack up their tuition to 150,000, 250,000, depending on the cost you are undertaking there, right? 400,000 naira. Because according to them, education is not cheap. Right after that, there was nothing called student loan then. Oh. Right after that, some of them just gave up like, I'm not sure I'm going to go to school anymore. Some automatically withdrew from school. Others, I bet you don't forget, this was just last year because I know Stockholm Syndrome is a pandemic in Nigeria. So all these student loans you are now hearing today, they are using to cover up all this nonsense. The damages they did was that some of those people who usually be able to sponsor themselves to school, they gave up straight away. Some resorted into crime to see if they could probably pay up some of this tuition. Ladies resorted into, prostitution. Prostitution that you don't know how many men you have to sleep with before you'll be able to afford one semester tuition. You still have to pay lecturers who are going to make demands from you because they are not paid well. Government is not paying them well. Then they started shouting student loan. They used that until, June 2024. In fact, until July 2024. Since last year, some people don't carry over 1 year already. Like some people took leave of absence from school. They're like, I need 1 year to stay away, to go and also, and see if I want to still go back to school or not. Why they promised that they were going to give them student loan as far back as July 2023. They shifted it month by month. They shifted it from June to July, from July to September, from September to October, from October to December, from December 2023, from December 2023 to January 2024, to February 2024, April 2024, June 2024, until they started talking about that they are now taking, they are collecting application in July, August. Now that's them now telling us that they've already disbursed. And guess what? Out of millions of them stuck. And some of them who have already, like the poorest of the poor, have already given up. That's the guy who is now using accent to tell us that out of 300,000 applications, they've disbursed 10 billion, 9 to 10 billion. They can't even give you an exact figure because it's a lie. It's a lie. Yeah, I have said this before. What they usually do is that they will pay maybe few hundreds of them, or just maybe few thousand, like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 people, as evidence that they have been paying some people. So if you now say they haven't paid you, they'll say because there's no much money. We have already paid 50,000 people. We have already paid 100,000 people. Lies with accent. Watch the rest.
Okay, in terms of paying their fees, but we've also discovered that for some of these students who seem to be okay, their parents are really struggling to keep them in the institution. Look, sensitization for us is about going out, meeting institutions, meeting students. I've been to institutions in this country where the authorities in the institution have actually set up funds to support students who, are about to drop out or who could drop out and are getting private donations. We're intervening very directly. The level of indigence is really high in public institutions. People start and can't finish. They lose parents along the way. Things happen to them. So, when we start talking about, seeking out indigent students, a student may not be completely indigent in their first session, but something happens to them, and in the second session, they are. So, the president is wanting us to catch as many as possible in tertiary federal and state government-owned institutions, so that we can actually catch those who may need it before they need it.
Mr. Sawyer,
Yes.
you're basically, are you doing off the online application? Are you doing manual applications?
No, we're not. This is
a problem. Yeah, you don't think that's an exclusion, a ground for exclusion?
Oh, absolutely. Look, whatever method you use, you're going to exclude somebody. The important thing for us to do is to be able to identify those we might be excluding and then mitigate for that.
So, and I want to make a suggestion to you. There are those we underestimate or we overestimate the impact and the penetration of internet and the digital platforms.
Sure.
And so we neglect that we're still in some way very manual. Even in the US that we're talking about, US is largely manual. US uses postal agency more than any part of America or Europe that I know. And so, and I want to suggest to you, is it possible that you make forms available to student unions, to student associations in a different institution, such that they can manually fill, and maybe at the beginning of every session, create a little office where in every state where people can physically walk in and submit their application? Is it possible?
Sure.
Because the online, a lot of people will say it's practically an exclusion ground.
Sure. Look, you're absolutely right. Internet penetration, not just in Nigeria, is hardly ever 100%. And anyone who doesn't have access to the internet, you're absolutely correct, is effectively, potentially excluded from being able to apply. However, we've considered that, and we're going into partnerships with specific private sector organizations. We haven't engaged directly in terms of contracting or signing agreements, but we're looking to work with institutions like banks, for example, who may be able to provide the opportunity for people who want to apply for these loans to come into the bank, which is a safe environment, use a computer in the bank that's connected to the internet, get some support from bank staff or NEL Fund staff so that they can access this facility. The danger with going manual is that we're opening ourselves up to opportunities for fraud, for corruption,
and I
for
agree,
misinformation.
Totally.
But we recognize that you can't always have your cake and eat it. What we're trying to do is look at how we can do this in the best possible way, reduce exclusion.
Because I don't have as much time. The question of disbursement, there are delays in disbursement of funds. What happened? Has that been settled?
So, I'm not sure that there are what you would call delays. We have a process that we must follow. And the process is very simply this. When a student or students apply for this loan, we receive the applications. When we receive the applications, we process the applications. We give loans to those who qualify. Then we send that list to the institution to say, are these really your students? The institution must respond by saying to us, yes, these are our students. Sometimes there are delays in that process, but we must adhere to that process.
Not because you're stifled with funds, or maybe you don't have money. It's just the processing, the bureaucracy that is delaying the funds.
We are absolutely not short of funds. The president has made sure that this is a very well-funded agency. It's not the funding. What it is just the process of ensuring...
So quickly also, 20,000 is what you're paying as stipend, isn't it?
It is indeed,
Yeah, are you open to increase? Because there are those who are complaining that photocopies and all what
Yeah.
transportation, feeding and all what have you,
Yeah.
that may not cover. Are you open to increase, or that is what it is
We're
right now?
certainly hoping to increase in due course. See, the reality of it is that we are in a hyperinflationary environment, and it's difficult to sort of fix a fee because cost of living is rising, quite quickly. So, at some point in the future, we're going to reevaluate what we're giving. But I want to point something out to you. This time last year, people had to find money for their fees. They had to find money for their upkeep. We're taking the issue of the fees off the table. So the institutional charges would take the issue off the table. So we've already eliminated that.
Right.
And then we're going to pay the stipend on top of that.
Well, when we see something that will benefit the average person, we will clap and praise it. When indigent, if my parent had an opportunity like this to go to school more than what he did, maybe things would have been better. But I think that we will borrow you some little wisdom.
I would have expected somebody like Sheung, right? This is education stuff, right? Somebody like Sheung to have been fed with real data, not just word of mouth and all of that. Real data. Somebody who came to come and do the image laundering for a program, and all they have right there is just a throwing of figures, and they just want you and I to take it all. And that's exactly what it is anyway, right? Just believe us. You need to just believe us. How much money do you have? Oh, this project is well funded. The president ensured that the project is well funded. How much do you have? Because from all of your statements in the past is that it's going to be based on first come, first serve, as well as funds available. That's what they said. There's no real data to work with. He walked straight into that studio and he said, we have paid between 9 and 10 billion naira to 40,000 students. And that's it. And if you don't believe it, maybe you should go and ask Google. That's what they would tell you. Just say, go and ask Google. Go and ask Google. So to say, but here is a man who is a businessman. And according to him, he has a data that we can question. Okay, for example, in the last 2 days, the Nigerian national grid, electricity national grid, has collapsed 3 times. I don't know if it has been fully restored. But this man said he alone and his own company, they are responsible for 15% of the Nigerian electricity that is being generated and distributed. Now, there are so many things that I would probably love to tell you about, the problems that surrounds the electricity generation and distribution in Nigeria. Is Mr. Adeleke, Davido's dad. He was at a church program called the Sabbath Day, right? And he was giving his own testimony about his contribution towards electricity improvement in Nigeria, power generation and distribution. Okay, so according to him, his company, like I said, is responsible for 15%. I don't know what figure that means, because I would prefer somebody who can say, listen, before the APC came into Nigeria, Nigeria was generating over 8,000 megawatts of electricity, distributing over, in fact, figure for figure, Nigeria was generating 8,300 and something megawatts of electricity, giant of Africa, and it was distributing 4,500 of the same electricity. So poor that APC, Ekbekebe, promised Nigerians that they would generate and distribute 10,000 megawatts of electricity. They will add 10,000 megawatts of electricity to the national grid every year. And in 4 years, they would have added 40,000 megawatts of electricity to Nigeria. In 8 years, that would have been 80,000 megawatts of electricity, which would have
make Nigeria, like have what they call the 24 hours electricity. Here you get something that was part of the lies they sold to these Nigerians, the zombies that were shouting change, change, change at the time. However, in the space of 8 years, the Nigerian electricity generation dropped drastically, like more than 50%. Nigeria now generates between 3,500 to 4,000 megawatts of electricity. Half, more than below half. And guess what's also happened to the distribution? At a point, Nigeria will be distributing between 800 megawatts and 2,100 megawatts of electricity in the whole country. You can go and fact check me if you want to, but please don't fact check me with whatever lie the APC is posting out there. Today, Nigeria does not even generate up to 5,000 megawatts of electricity anymore. You know why? In 8 years, the terrorists in Nigeria, they've taken over Shiroro New, Kainji New, and they have been everywhere destroying the power, the power infrastructures in Nigeria. Terrorists. And then there's not a single investment in electricity generation or distribution in the last 9 years. The one they promised to do was to actually get everybody metered. And the man that spent 4 years as their minister of darkness is that, Isaleko Barack Obama, Fashola Ajangbadi Albert Einstein, who at the time under him, Nigeria electricity actually collapsed. Listen to this. Nigeria electricity national grid collapsed for the first time in 30 years. The first time the national grid of Nigeria collapsed was in 1984. Guess who was the president of Nigeria then? Buhari. Then it collapsed again. Towards the end of 2015. Right? By the time Buhari was done, Nigeria national grid collapsed for 218 times. They didn't have any single megawatt to Nigeria electricity in 8 years. You can go and fact check me if you want to, please. And like I said, do not use any of the lies of APC to fact check because they are pure lies. Nigeria made no single progress in electricity generation or distribution in 8 years. But Davido's dad happened to be one of the private, I want to believe, private electricity companies. Those who generated theirs and sold it to maybe private businesses or private area, I don't know. So in his own testimony, Davido's dad said he is responsible. That's why I said I don't know what figure. How many megawatts is 15%? Or he said he's just got a license, right, to invest $2 billion, which would then give him more, investment, so to say, right? That will now give more generated megawatt of electricity in that place. 2 billion when it's completed, right? It should probably be adding extra, maybe 500 megawatt of electricity. And like I said, I don't know what 15% is. So maybe that will now take it to 30% of Nigeria electricity. In his own words, he also almost got sabotaged by the public office holders in Nigeria, politicians who wanted to ensure that he never really get that license. In his words, his testimony inside the church. Who will listen?
I'm a businessman in Nigeria. I'm in the electricity business. I own power plants. I generate presently about 15% of the electricity need for Nigeria. I have Chinese engineering companies that work for me. I'm building, almost completed by January, by the grace of God, my new power plant that will be the biggest thermal plant in Nigeria. It's a 1,250 megawatts power plant, will become operational in January. But during the course of the design and getting all the permits, we ran into difficult government officials. For environmental reasons, our permit was denied. The particular government official that I held a meeting with told me to my face that your project will never see the light of day. But while he was saying that, I was saying in my mind that this guy is talking as if he's God. And because we are not God, I couldn't say it out, but I was saying it in my mind that God, listen to him. Because he's not God, whatever he's saying is null and void. I'm not going to be worried about it. So I left, disappointed, of course, and I told my Chinese friend that, look, unfortunately, we have these difficulties, and it seems that it's going to be a while before we can get this going again. Meanwhile, it's a 1,250 megawatts power plant. Price tag is about $2 billion US. So it's not small money. So in the process, a lot of money has already gone into design and the preliminaries before we got to the stage where we must have the environmental permit before we can break ground. So my Chinese friend said, what are we going to do now? This is very serious, because the Afro-Exim Bank of China was involved. And that might have meant bankruptcy for him, for his company, because they have invested so much with me in this. So I told him not to worry, that everything's going to be all right. And he said that he's worried. Do you know somebody that can take you to the president or to speak to someone? I said, don't worry about it. That everything was going to be okay. And he said, are you sure? I said, no, I'm not going to do this on the phone. I'm coming to see you. It seems that you found a solution, so I'm coming to see you. So while on his way, I got on my knees and I prayed about it. And I asked God to make all things well. And so when my friend came to me face to face, said that, yes, Mr. Chairman, he called me Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, so what is the solution about this? It seems you are not worried. I said, I'm not worried because I've prayed about it. And God is going to make it right. My friend became very upset with me. He said, God cannot do this. He says, this is not about God now. This is not about your church. Please, Mr. Chairman, put this aside. We are talking serious issues now. And I said, that is the only way I know to go about it. On the Sabbath, it was like on Thursday, Friday I prayed about it. On Sabbath, I prayed as
it always sounds like a lamba. Number one, I heard that he's a billionaire, by the way, okay? I heard that he has a power plant in Nigeria. But like I said, we don't know what the 15% is. But he said something from that testimony, that the one he is building, we don't know where in Nigeria. But the one he is building is going to be able to generate 1,250 megawatt. That's a lot. That simply means that if he had that to his 15%, Davido's father alone could be generating half of the electricity available in Nigeria. That's massive. I know some of you, the moment he started saying, I knelt down and I prayed to God and I said, see, like that. It don't sound like a lamba. Or some of you should, you should beg, listen to it to the end. Here is the other part.
And presented this issue before God Almighty. And I challenged God and I said, God, see, my friend said you cannot do this. So please show up. Not only to convince my Chinese friend, but also the government official that is trying to block us. Let him know that you are God Almighty and there's none like you. So I continue to pray about it. The following week, on a Wednesday, I got a call from the Ministry of Power that I should come to the minister's office. So I went and I was handing over my permit. Amen. I didn't know what happened. All I did was pray about this. So I looked. So I asked one of the officials, what exactly happened? Why am I collecting this from this office and not the other office? And the person told me that the particular government official that wanted to block us took ill. And that he was flown to Germany for treatment. And that some of the applications for permit for other types of factories, not electricity, was sitting on his table, and that his boss, somebody that knew his boss, the top person, I'm using the word because I don't want to say exactly the office. So his boss now said he should bring all the applications to his table since he was not there. So my application was one of those that was taken. And his boss wrote on my own application, this is a very good proposal. We need electricity as we need the air. This should be encouraged, and I want a report on the progress of this project every quarter. So that was why I was called to come and pick up from the minister's office the permit. So when I saw my Chinese friend and I told him that we have the permit already, he said, what did you do? I said, I prayed. That's what I did. He said, he didn't believe me. He said, did you bribe anybody? I said, I did not. It's even dangerous. I can't even bribe people at that level. He said, so you believed your prayer? I said, yes. He said, what happened? I said, that other guy took ill and he was flown outside for treatment. And he said, did you ask your God to make him sick? I said, no. I did not ask my God to make him sick. I just prayed, and that all I know is that all things work together for good for those who love God. So I told him it was God that did it. Thereafter, something stuck to the mind of my friend who did not believe in God. Anytime we run into any challenges during the process of building this huge power plant, he was no more worried. But he tells me that, Chairman, when you go to church on Saturday, report to your God, okay? And I will assure him that on the Sabbath, when I go to church, I'm going to report to the Lord.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government we are highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving people should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. More due to for simple reasons that I said it. Some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger because some people will be at indoor.
The more you look, the less you see.
I have been Googling the Adeleke's power plants. And guess what I have been seeing? Just repetition of what Mr. Adeleke told his Seventh-day Adventist church in Atlanta. Not even a single Nigeria media is able to mention Adeleke's power plant. You see, this is not me trying to downplay whatever he makes of himself, but for those of us who know him, because I know him a bit, right? He is one of the Babangida's bagmen, just like Mike Adenuga and few others, right? Well, we call them bagmen for Babangida boys, okay? They are the billionaires without any invention. Some of them later, right, were able to get the government properties, like the government assets, bought some government assets, like power plants. So I've been trying to see which of the power plants Adeleke actually owns. Here you get now among the ones sold. I haven't been able to find one, but again, I was expecting, number one, if you look at what is being ascribed to God in his testimony, if you are from Nigeria, you know how we always love to ascribe everything, even corruption, to God or God's grace. For example, look at that testimony. Somebody did not want him to get approval for a new power plant. But then he knelt down and prayed to God. And then God made that person sick. They sent him to Germany. Another person saw the file. And he said, this is a good file. This is a good project. We need power. And that person now issued the license. There is no God involved in all that nonsense. It is just simply bribery, corruption, which in this regard is a Nigerian thing. If they ask too much question, they will say it's because you don't believe in God. And when a billionaire is talking about God, who are you? Yeah? You thousandaire. In Nigeria context, so who you be? A billionaire is trying to appreciate God. Don't you think you this Maiyegun will know? No. Ababa, please spare me. Okay? We have many like that too, that will easily tell you and say, how you do it? Then I thought this whole thing is like, it's not possible again. Oh, how you take do it? My brother, and God, oh, and grace of God, oh. I was just sleeping at home. Then the next thing, they just called me. They just said, where are you? Come to Abuja now. If you can come to Abuja now. That's it. Our God is marvelous. Oh. There's nothing God cannot do. They will tell you how much money actually passed hands, yeah? And all of that. It is always God. If they ask too much, they go say, now because you don't believe in God. What's wrong with you? Don't you believe God can do? Don't you know what God? I was expecting the Nigerian media to tell us where is that power plant. I mean, that's a very huge stuff. It's a big stuff. A $2 billion investment, right? But there's no the Punch, Vanguard, the Sun, the Guardian, the Chinese newspaper. Chinese news. So all of them, nobody is able to actually tell us that investment and where. Here you get, like the normal way. You see, people will be like, wow, that's some beautiful stuff. Oh. Where is the project? We can't tell you. We can't tell you. So if we tell you now, you don't know that Satan can change it. Really? Okay, maybe we'll just keep on that way then. But I mean, it's a good stuff. If it's going to, if it's a business, it's going to add 1,250 megawatt of electricity to Nigerian national grid. That's a good news. Okay. Even though we know all these drill anyway. So making no come be like saying a bad belly. Sure you get, because make bad belly no go spoil them. And he's a billionaire. Me, I don't even get thousands. I don't get thousands for account. Sure you get. But we'll leave it at that. So we saw that the National House of Osun. I like that. So which of the power plant in Osun? Somebody said it's in Osun State. I know they are from Osun. And I've actually heard that before. But I was expecting them to name it. You get what I mean? See, I've been searching while we were watching that video. Before I played you that video, I was already trying to see if I could get the name so that I can tell everybody and say, the power station in Osun, that's the one they sold to him. Okay. And that is, that is generating so megawatt of electricity. That's kind of a thing I want to, I'm not saying it didn't have all this though. I'm talking about the media should actually feed us with more information so that we can be able to say, well, nice one, well done, Sure you get. So people like him is considered as one of those bag men that reinvested their money in Nigeria, right? Well, I'm just like looking around to see where. Sure you get. God bless you. Somebody don't give me the name. I'll Google it, and get to know how much megawatt of electricity is being produced there. Okay. So I was like, okay, Adeleke, Pacific Power Station. Pacific. That's grand. You see? That's what I've been looking for. Right? So what about this new one? Is it in Osun as well? Like expansion? Is it like an expansion? Because it seems like a new license, so to say. Anyway, don't worry. I'll keep looking, okay? And I can add it to my available info. Thank you. Right? So, Akpabiole said, those guys you saw at the National Assembly. Okay, I will come back to Akpabiole first. So I have these guys discussing the hardship in Nigeria. And according to them, Tinubu who once said, let the poor breathe.
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
A member of House of Clowns called the House of Representatives took that literally as a word that they believe Tinubu meant, which is that let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. But right now, not only the poor is being suffocated, even the rich. They are all gasping for breath. Right? In his word, Tinubu must reverse the increase in petrol price, the increase in cooking gas price, or wala mashele, or lokpamak everybody. In his own words, listen.
Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleague, I remain Ali Isa JC, PhD, representing Balanga Billiri Federal Constituency from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, this motion is timely and is a very important motion. Today, because of the increase in the fuel prices, a lot of prices have escalated. Prices of food items, prices of transportations, and even healthcare services. I am happy that this house, that is the People's House, more than 100 members decided to bring this notice so that government should look at this with a human face. Mr. Speaker, Section 14(2)(b) of our Constitution clearly stated that the primary purpose of any government is to provide security and welfare of the people. Our concern should be the welfare of Nigerians, which I believe is not only in my constituency that the masses or the poor or the people are suffering. I believe most of the constituencies, people are suffering because of this increase. Let me also use the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to borrow a word of our president. When he spoke then, he said, let the government allow the poor to breathe. Today, we are not only calling for government to allow the poor to breathe, we are calling of government not to remove the cylinder that the poor are already living under oxygen. If you remove the cylinder, we are not talking about breathe. We are talking about taking people's life. Government have to put human face. Government should listen to Nigerians. Whatever it will cause, whatever policies that can cause hardship to Nigerians, government should look at it and review it and allow the poor to breathe. I appeal to all members to give all the necessary support to this very important and timely bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I believe that since this motion is sponsored by all members of this House, that comprises of all political parties, a lot of members of this House, 101 members, 111 members in this House signed to support this motion. I believe they are speaking for their constituents. If there is any member that believes his constituents want the fuel price to keep on increasing,
Leader, I
is
think
free
you are
to
going
come
out
out and
of
tell Nigeria.
context.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Speaker,
for your
and God bless you all.
Yes, my dear Chair.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Mr. PhD, is that Tinubu is not just making it difficult for the poor to breathe. He is already taking away the cylinder. Here is another member of the House of Clowns, okay, called the House of Representatives in Nigeria, also talking about the 70,000 naira minimum wage. According to him, this is a sum of money that won't even last the workers 4 days. And now with this hardship, probably won't last them 2 days. In his own words as well. Listen, these are members of the House of Clowns in Nigeria, though, or they are pretending to be concerned, right? None of them is willing, right, to cut their salary, to cut down their salaries or their emoluments. These are guys that used to take home between 15 million and 20 million every month. So when Tinubu came in, he increased their salary by over 300%. Today, these guys now take home. This one are the House of Clowns below the House of Senators, okay, which is led by Akpabiole. Now these ones are now taking home between 25 million and 35 million naira every month. Before now, the ones at the top, which are the senators, right? The sinners are like, we call them like a bunch of sinners, right? Now, those ones, they used to take home between 25 million and 33 million every month. Since Tinubu came in, they are now taking home between 40 million and 51 million naira. And they are pretending to care. These guys, when Tinubu removed their subsidy, they went to the World Bank to go and borrow over $2 billion. From that money, they were supposed to share 1.2 trillion naira when they converted the money, share the money to the poor people affected by the subsidy removal. While they were giving approval to Tinubu on how to share the money, they themselves took out nearly 300 billion naira from that money. From it, they spent 58 billion naira to buy themselves bulletproof SUVs, cost 160 million naira each. But for the leadership of the two houses, the Senate President, Akpabiole, he alone, as other members who collected
SUV of a 160 million. Akpabiole alone collected the vehicle worth 4 billion naira. His own deputy collected the vehicles worth 1.2 billion naira. You can go and check all of this out. I'm not making up these numbers. The speaker of the House of Clowns, that one collected the vehicles worth 1.8 billion naira. His own deputy, the clown that is now proposing university, where Bola Tinubu University, that clown, Benjamin Kalu, that one collected the vehicles worth over 1.1 billion naira. Meanwhile, all the floor members, senators, others, they collected 160 million naira worth of vehicles. When somebody asked one of them that, why don't you go and spend this money at Inosin Motors or North Motors in Lagos, Inosin Motors in Anambra, so that the money can remain in Nigeria? They say maybe next time they cannot use the vehicle made in Nigeria. So the money, they borrow the money from World Bank, they return half of it to another company outside Nigeria. Another thing they did from the money they collected is that they spent 242 billion naira to renovate the National Assembly. That's not just what they collected, though. Another one, remember when Akpabiole sent prayers to them? Now, another one, Akpabiole and his gang, they also got approval for 124 billion naira. So that all these House of Representatives, senators, they can all settle down in Abuja. They needed houses. They needed this. Most of them are like members already. They've been in Abuja for 20 years, 12 years, 16 years. So they still got money from Akpabiole. So that they, apart from the cars, they got money. So that they needed houses. They needed this to settle down. In all, these criminals collected nearly 500 billion from money that was supposed to be for palliatives, for removal of subsidy. They now said they will give people 80,000 naira. When people now said, what in the 8,000 naira? What will 8,000 naira buy? They said, okay, we'll get back to you. They didn't get back to them till today. What happened to the rest of the money? Don't ask me. So now they are feeling concerned here.
My name is Honorable George Ibezima Kozotinobi. I represent the good people of Njikoka and Ochadunukofia from Anambra State. I want to say that I'm totally in support of this motion, as it were. I want to draw the attention of all of us that in this recent past, the federal government gave a minimum wage of 70,000 a month. And just a week or two ago, there's an increase of fuel price. And I'm telling you from personal experience, my driver, I approved his transport of 3,000 transportation a day, has come up with a bill of 6,000 transportation a day just to come to work. And all these things is affecting the entire stress of our people. What does this dovetail to? We cannot transport food from our constituents, or our constituents cannot transport their produce from the farm to market with a much lesser cost. The increases of food in this country, somebody who is earning 70,000 a month, his 70,000 cannot last him for 3 days in this country, in the same government, the same policy. I want to thank God for the life of Aliko Dangote, who has, through other investors, have come up with a refinery. I want us to pressurize on the government, because not all countries that produces petroleum are in OPEC. We need to review our OPEC policy. We mustn't be in OPEC, because the only thing that will solve this problem of petroleum increase is to use what we have to solve our problem. In other words, I'm advocating that NNPC, the government, should, as a matter of policy, Mr. Speaker, to sell our crude oil we produce to Dangote at a reduced foreign exchange. Because their hands are tied, we will have to review the policy we have with OPEC. We mustn't be there. We have crude oil. Dangote must be giving our crude oil at a reduced foreign exchange, not on international standard. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable.
Nuisance Lele.
In just pretend say they care. Minimum wage in Nigeria is $42 to $43. Today, Nigerian naira is now rated alongside Sudanese money, as well as Ethiopia or so money, as the worst performing currencies in the world. Did you just mention Dangote? Well, this guy is going to disagree. You know, Dangote refinery, really?
Are you seeing this? If there is an award that is supposed to be given to the most patient people in the world, it should be given to Nigerians. Fuel is being sold at 1,100, and you can see the queue. People are even fighting to get this fuel. Sincerely speaking, I don't know what the Tinubu administration is doing as far as this issue of fuel. We are suffering. I don't even know how to present this. And obviously, the people that are supposed to protest, the people that are supposed to stand up and fight for the right of Nigerians, the likes of the NLC and other people that matter, have been bought. That's why they are quiet. That's why they can't say anything. We are buying fuel at 1,001, and look at the queue. People are fighting at the gates, for crying out loud. And you tell me this is renewed hope? This is renewed danger. This is renewed pain. This is renewed agony. God, please come to our rescue. We are in trouble in this country. And we now say, Dangote. What did the Dangote refinery give to us? Nonsense, wallahi. Nonsense. It is of no use, the Dangote refinery. I said it in one of my interviews with Roots TV. I said I don't give a hoot about the Dangote refinery, because another game they want to play. Dangote refinery, look at it with the Dangote refinery, an oil producing nation. You are here comparing us with in Senegal they pay so for. Are we Senegal? Are we any of these other countries, for crying out loud? The Dangote refinery, as far as I'm concerned, is not serving anybody in this nation. It's a failure. The Dangote refinery is a failure, since we are in this trouble. Nonsense. These people are planning to barbecue us until we become no more. Renewed what? Subhanallah.
Subhanallah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Did you just say something about barbecue? Because that's exactly what happened in Jigawa today, where people were scooping fuel. Yeah. And then kaboom. 140 souls lost. It's not the shoe soul. I mean, not the soul of shoe. I said soul, lives. 140 people roasted alive. Before the kaboom, these were them scooping fuel from a crashed fuel tanker.
Wannan fa shine lokacin da suke ɗiban fetur ɗin yayin da tankar man ta fashe. So kafin alkuwar al'amarin kenan. Ubangiji Allah ya ji kan waɗanda suka rasa rayukansu. Allah ya sa aljanna makomarsu, amin.
Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Most of the people you see in that video, they are no more. And that was in Jigawa. By the time the news reached us, they initially said over 90. When they finally found some of the bodies were
They're born beyond recognition. They're born beyond, some of them, even, you know, it's like a body. Oh, I don't want to describe it so that I don't kind of ruin your night. You know what I mean? I like, boom. When they started counting, they counted 141 so far. Others, you just feel like stop counting. This is what life is worth in that contraption as we speak. Yeah. That's why I call these criminals rent seekers. What they are doing is called taking rent. 64 years of producing crude oil. They are still transporting petroleum products by road, where, you know, via tankers. That's how they transport petroleum products in Nigeria, oil producing country. That you would think they would have invested in infrastructures that makes it easier to transport this stuff without having to take them on the road that way. Abi? Here is a former police officer, by the way, describing what the situation is like for them in that contraption to him. This is not just a shege. It is actually a shege pro max. It's bigger than the normal shege that you might possibly be imagining, in his words.
Yeah, they are really not figures that I consider to be lateral. They are domiciled more in the finance sectors. And these finance sectors have no relationship with the real sectors that you could classify as the areas of growth. What are these real sectors? Agriculture, industry. They have said that industry is growing. I don't see the industries that are growing. You and I are here.
Marginally, but not as expected.
I don't see the industries that are growing. Because when there is growth, the effect will be felt by the populace. But what we have today is hardship pro max.
What do you think is the missing link?
Missing link is that we have imported policies from outside our needed areas.
Imported?
Yeah, I think so. We seem to be implementing policies that are just thrown at us.
How?
If you read the papers from time to time, you hear the World Bank reeling out needs for intervention, need for this, need for that. All these so-called deregulation that we are going through. No nation does those things because it comes at a cost. It comes at a very serious cost to the citizens. And that's why we are having spiral inflation. But I saw in The Guardian this morning, Guardian or Independent, that you put forward in your prologues. Inflation at 32-point-something%. Who survives that? And you say there is growth? Growth should match it if there is growth.
In terms of this policy,
so that you can nil out the figures.
Yeah. In terms of these policies that you refer to, while you were in government, you can't tell us the same thing didn't happen, implementing those policies.
No, we didn't have such. We had a very stable system that people could project. We had a very stable system that you will know. For the entire period that PDP was in government in this country, we had stability in prices.
Yeah, but you implemented.
We had stability in prices. There was growth in agriculture.
No, but you can't claim
there was growth in the industrial sector.
You can't claim the government did not implement any international development partner policy.
No, we didn't have dictations from international development partners. I can tell you that. We didn't have those dictations. And that was why you had a robust economy. You had industries that were functioning well. Today, industries are closing up. Are you not aware that industries are leaving this country? Are you not aware of the divestment going on?
Yeah, but industries have been closing up for a while, and even before those policies came into being.
Yeah, the ones that do daily needs are also going out. And that is where the challenge is. If you now have to begin to import your toothpaste, you now have to begin to import your bath soap, you now have to begin to import very, very sadly, palm oil, then you have a problem. Because these are daily needs that goes to the ordinary man on the street. The person in my village.
There were questions, though, as to why we will import palm oil when we are a country. I mean, when you just travel over the Niger Delta, for instance, you see, palm just growing by itself sometimes, maybe as a result of dispersion of seeds. We're a country so blessed in that regard. So there will be questions as to why we should be importing something that grows willy-nilly on our soil.
Yes, because this goes to what I said before. When they reel out these figures to us, it does not relate to the real sector. Now, when you say that, there is a robust growth in our financial sector, I think if you go and search it, if you go and scrutinize it, it will be the same people who are reinvesting. It will be the same people who are trying to keep a tab, to keep a hold, to keep ownership of what they already have, right? No. So, but how do you now relate that? The question is, how does that now grow the real sector, the agricultural sector? In fact, my point is that our agricultural sector should take the quantum leap in growth before you can talk about growth in the economy. Because
you are deceiving yourself. Here is, Here is Kim Jong or Kim Young, the person in charge of the contraption, as you can see, is Mr. Kim Young, and that's Tinubu. Whatever they quote to you as your economic this and that, you are deceiving yourselves. That is what you are doing. Deceiving yourselves. So right now, if APC Ekbekekbe tells you this economy is this economy is that, you are deceiving yourself. The truth of the matter is this. Nigeria Naira is now the worst currency in the whole world, in the same category with Ethiopian currency, as well as South Sudan, where they are now sacrificing you. Tinubu, which is Mr. Kim Young, as you have him there, right? Sacrificing his own citizens to satisfy this bunch of thieves like Akpabiole and co. Remember that, oh? Now, earlier, they said they found these guys at the National Assembly of Nigeria. Okay? They were there. They said they were DSS, masked guys, because there was a rumor that Akpabiole was about to be removed until he himself came out to debunk it, like this.
If they have a lot of traffic. So whoever brought out this fake news must be getting a lot of payment because of the traffic going on. But I hope the public is aware that this is total fake news and that the chamber is very stable and the issue of impeachment does not come in. So, Kaka, please investigate and report back to us as soon as practicable.
As the Senate President pleases, I will do the needful and reward back, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Do you get that? That is the godless Akpabiole, a big godless Akpabiole. The guy, if anything happens to Tinubu or anything happens to Shettima, that will be your president. So we don't know what happened, that they decided to bring in DSS and all of them to the National Assembly, but they denied it. They said, no, it has nothing to do with impeachment and all of that. It's actually fake news. And according to him, some people are using that for their social media traffic. And that's it. That's just it. We investigate who started that. And then you report back to us. I hope they will report Aregbe Fagbana, Baba Kabiru. As I heard that they are already packing their bag and say, enough, they are not doing APC anymore. That is Baba Kabiru's supporters, and he was probably there. Were you in Osun today? When Aregbe Fagbo, Baba Kabiru. Gbẹ́jà lọ. Kẹ́lẹ́jà máa gbẹ́jà lọ. Arẹ́gbẹ́ ti gbé bàálù dé kẹ́lẹ́jà máa gbẹ́jà lọ. A ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbé PC nílẹ̀ yìí mọ́. Àwa ò gbọ́dọ̀ gbé PC nílẹ̀ yìí mọ́ o. Osun get drama and it's quite crazy. But you would think that's the crazy things you've seen after Aregbe Fagbana Baba Kabiru became their governor, bankrupted the state, introduced what is called half salary. You know something? Nigerian politicians are the most luckiest, honestly. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. Aregbe Fagbana Baba Kabiru, bankrupted Osun. But you know that Osun people will tell you, he's one of the best governor. Aregbe tried for us in Osun. Aregbe is it's okay, man. It's okay. I'm not being. You cannot. But Osun is very unique in Yoruba land. Have you listened to the Honey of Ife? Omo. I'm a Yoruba man, and I just believe that we have a very unique history as Yoruba people. But when you hear some of our Yoruba supposed elders, sometimes you want to see that the best of history is best kept in Yoruba palaces. But then you begin to hear them, because majority of them have had this Abrahamic attachment, inferiority complex. That's why you hear some of them, they will tell you, Oduduwa is from Ile-Ife. Oduduwa is the Kiniko, because those ones who have Islamic attachments, when they want to tell the history of Yoruba, they have a way of linking it to them in Saudi Arabia. When you see those ones who want to tell you, who have their own connection to them in Israeli, the Jews, they will link Yoruba to something in Israeli. In fact, I think this is the first time I'm hearing that of Israel. A total inferiority complex. Yorubas have been in existence before they wrote the Bible, before they wrote their Quran, before these two religions ever existed. Because at least we had, see, in your Bible and in your other books, they have ways of kind of telling you about Egypt, Sabi, which means the black people have been in existence. Moses was brought to Egypt, Sabi. Egypt is not an Arab country back then, no. But you know the story don't change now anyway. So you still have our people who are like having this Abrahamic, and when I say Abrahamic religion, it's got to do with Islam and then Christianity. Yorubas have been in existence before any of them. We have unique history. Until Ibati, Honey of Ife said, the Tower of Babel, the Ile-Ife.
what is it again? Noah's Ark, de Ile-Ife, because Ife is the source. And I was so shocked, only for me to realize that it is not honey of Ife, that is possibly talking kati kati. They were actually Yorubas, okay, because they were told not to disrespect their leaders. Don't disrespect your leaders, even if they are like talking nonsense like this guy.
All the mystery stories in the Bible are actually with us here. A lot of people won't believe it. Ark of Noah is in Ile-Ife. Ark of Noah, that the entire Western world, we've been looking for it. It's actually here. Tower of Babel, where God actually scattered the language of human being, is actually in Ife. So many mysteries in Yoruba land. It's unbelievable. The work of God, civilization, organization, structure started from the source, and it can be proven. Glass cup that is half full and half empty, they mean the same thing, but one has positive charge and the other one has a negative charge. But a black man rather chose the line of cup half empty. It's the same thing, but it has a negative undertone. So it's something that has been on for a very long time. And we need to start to work towards changing our mindset, because the truth is everything started from the black race. Civilization, democracy, everything started from the black race. And we have the facts on ground. But because we look at the cup half empty, that has been our major fundamental problem.
Ibi tí wọ́n lè dá wọn sí Ifẹ̀ ló wà. Torí ẹbọra ènìyàn, ewé ẹranko wọn lọ láṣepọ̀. Ènìyàn ní Olódùmarè dá kẹ́yìn. Nígbà tó máa dá èèyàn kẹ́yìn, ó pè gbogbo àwọn ẹbọra àti gbogbo àwọn tí àwọn máa ń pè ní màláíkà, àwọn Christian á pè ní angel, Muslim á pè ní màláíkà. Pé ẹ jẹ́ ká dá èèyàn ní awọ ara wa. Ibi tí wọ́n lè ti dá èèyàn ní ọgbà tí a ti dá ènìyàn, ọgbà tí ẹ ti di ènìyàn, olójẹ́ ọgbà Èdènà, òní òyìnbó pè ní Garden of Eden.
Nuisance leleyi.
So that if you want to get mad with me or get mad at me, you can really get that mad fully. Ewo ni katikati wiri. Like the Yoruba history. How is that related to that of the Jews or whatever it is, their history? Inferiority complex. I grew up hearing some of this ridiculous nonsense. Depends on whatever the kind of quality with there be Bribery, whoever is saying it. It is either Oduduwa migrated from Ile-Ife because when Muhammad was killing the idol worshippers, Oduduwa just carried some of his idols, and he just disappeared. And he just appeared in Ile-Ife. Oduduwa Ateworan. He just was climbing chain. And he's using chain to come down. But by the time he landed in Ile-Ife, he came with a crown. Some of these are just word of mouth that today, in the day of internet, they are pretty much so ridiculous that if you begin to kind of ask them, can you give us the proof where this Adam and Eve started? You know, Ogba Eden, which is Ogba, is Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden has now turned to Ogba Eden. This is how they tell all ridiculous stories that actually so ridiculous enough that you will expect them, some of them researchers, to stop using the word of mouth. But now, watch them, read the comments. They will begin to get mad because they were told the same story too. And they were so dumb, right, to believe all that nonsense. Yeah. When you get to this part, this one will tell you his own story. Ridiculous stuff that doesn't really actually have anything. You know, if you read their Bible, some of the things they said in their Bible, you will see some of them, right, in their Israel, where their Israel is today. You will see some of them there. Jerusalem, this, that, Jordan, this, the Red Sea, that. If you see part of where they say, Egypt, Israel, Pharaoh and Moses in Egypt, all those things, right? There are researches that have actually, to some extent, back all those things up. Or ask them, where is the Tower of Babel in Ile-Ife? They will say, no. One will even told me that Oyibo changed the story. That if it is Oyibos that told you now about the history of this, you will believe that. I said, who told you that I believe them? You think I am one of those who believe that human beings were building tower because they wanted to go and meet God? And then God was so angry, right, that he just demolished the tower. And that is how all of us started speaking different languages. You think I am actually that stupid? Sorry to those of you who are religious, because you go be like, say, they try to cast your religion. Don't take offense. But some of us don't believe those things. We call them nonsense. No, sorry, apologies again, okay? Because some of you may take it personal now and say, no, Maiyegun, listen, it's in the back. Don't whine me. Oh. There are some of us who don't believe all that nonsense, all that things that they put up there, okay? That a fish swallow somebody for days, because he disobeyed God. I be a donkey spoke in like human being. See, man, whine me. Do you understand? So that you believe that doesn't mean that all of us believe that nonsense, by the way. I'm sorry if you feel like I call it nonsense, because that's what I kind of see it as. And you should be grateful that I'm saying sorry to you, because I don't have intention of actually like coming for your religion, okay? But they are ridiculous stuffs. So for somebody to now have this inferiority complex in Yoruba land, Yorubas, where our history are the relatable history of Yoruba people. How we used to be normal people, like every part of the world, gatherers. People kind of like gathering, animals and all of that to survive, until they started kind of settling down and building their own little communities. These are histories that are verifiable. It will need inferiority complex or shigan. When you see some of them, they will say they be Larubawa. Those ones, so you will know those ones are like those who were captured, the slaves. They were captured by the Arabs. They returned them. They started calling them Shehu. If you see this one, na Shehu. If you see that one, na Shehu. So because it's Yoruba, mix them. Ajayi Crowder, a slave, captured, sold off as a slave. Then he got converted to Christianity. He became a bishop or a. Then he wrote the story of Yoruba land. He attached it to what? He attached it to something that has to do with Christianity. And then these lost people decided that all of us Yorubas, we have no history. So they began to attach. It depends on which of the pendulum you belong to, or which side of the eye you belong to. We can't continue to repeat all this nonsense to our children. Okay? I mean, it doesn't make any sense anymore. It's high time for some of these guys to stop embarrassing us with all these ridiculous nonsense stories. Just because of your religion, this or that. If tomorrow, if the person that becomes the Oni of Ife is a Muslim, then we will begin to talk about Oduduwa from Saudi Arabia. When Oduduwa came from Saudi Arabia, he came with, God damn it, man. He came with, some said Oduduwa came with a chicken and sand. Meanwhile, everywhere was water. So he now poured the sand on the water and he put the chicken on the stuff, and the chicken began to spread the sand. That is how Ile-Ife became the source. Everywhere was water before. The Koshidanu. Must you kind of try to relate to our story to your religion? In this day and time. Historiancy. It's ridiculous though, right? So I just thought I should vent on that. Same way I felt towards this. Don't ask me stupid questions, okay? I have told you, like every origin of man, okay? From the time man started putting history down, men have always been gatherers. Gatherers means, right? People. In fact, I know some of you have different history of how man came to be, and I don't really want to go into that, please. Okay? Some said it is, what do you call that one again? Some said that it was something like a blast. The majority of you are kind of so inferior that you would rather just take this ridiculous nonsense as as yours. So don't ask me that stupid question. What is your history then? My history is that I am an Ijebu man, okay? That his own ancestors finally settled in a place close to water, enough that they expanded from there to what is today's place called Ijebu. And similarly, other people who also existed from their own ancestor to ancestors and all of that to what we are today, right? So if you want to go back to when did it start from, it is not from a chicken and sand, okay? And it is not from when you were building a Tower of Babel, going to heaven, so that God was angry and he scattered you. Please, please. I know a lot of you are so religious that way that I am going to pinch you. I mean, I've probably pinched you in a place that I've probably touched a nerve that will begin to make you feel like, they agree, or you know. Because I know that a lot of you will be speaking from that, you're religious, this and that, right? So we'll leave on like that for now. However, look at this mofo. Among those, I said something this afternoon about people who claim to love Nigeria from abroad. In fact, see, that person, what do you call it? The African Wahala. I know a lot of people love to be religious, this and that. And I am not really comfortable with religious people, especially any of them that comes here to display that. Can you do me a favor, please? Okay? Some of those asking me those stupid questions about, what they probably feel like is an attack on them, all right? The history, this kind of nonsense history that they have been taught, that makes them feel kind of, uncomfortable right now. Can you help me do some cleansing right now? By their comment, you will know them, okay? Please, please, thank you. Yeah? Now, look at this clown, this madman. Among those who love Nigeria from abroad, right? There are those that will tell you that whatever you are going through in Nigeria, you should be grateful because it is so difficult to live abroad. And therefore, whatever you are facing under Kolu, you should possibly just be happy. They are among those that will tell you that you can use 500 naira to survive in Nigeria for 1 week, but you cannot use, £5 to survive in the UK, okay? They will tell you that a liter of petroleum is sold for this amount in this also country. So Nigeria is still buying cheap petrol and all of that, but they would never return back to Nigeria. Here is one of them.
Nigeria bad. Nigeria bad. Okay. See what I buy for €9. That's 16,000 naira plus. Just this one. No coke. No water. Nothing. See 16,000 naira plus. Nigeria bad. Okay. Nigeria bad.
Nuisance lele.
One of them be that. So, Baba, how come you bought it for €9? And that same thing is not 9 naira. Instead of 16,000 naira. Who destroyed Nigeria economy that €9 is now 16,000 naira? Who destroyed Nigeria to that level? Why is it not 9 naira, €9, or you buy something in the UK for £5 instead of converting it to 10,000 naira in Nigeria? How come it is not 5 naira in Nigeria? Nigeria bad, Nigeria bad. So why is £5, 10,000 naira? Why is it not 5 naira? Something is 200 pounds in the UK. Why is that 200 pounds over, nearly 500,000 naira in Nigeria? Why is it not 200 naira? Why can't it be 200 naira? So you sit there and possibly tell us that people should endure the hyperinflation caused by the criminals that won't even live there, but fly to the same Europe, fly to America, where they can actually spend the converted naira to dollars and the pounds and the euro on themselves, and the people back in that place can be scrapping the earth just to be able to feed themselves. So instead of you converting 9 euros to 16,000, why is it not 9 naira? So you are living in a country where they are paying you 15 euro per hour. And when you work for 10 hours in these countries, you get 150 euro a day. So after tax, you still have like about 110 euro a day. So somebody that is working from, that is working for about 22 days in a month is being paid $42 a month. But you are telling him that his life is better, it's okay there. If you are people like, if you are somebody like that, just your show. Don't argue with me. And me, just say amen. So to say, similarly, as they are telling you that the cost of petrol is too high, go and convert your car to CNG. Somebody sent me a video of another thing to tell you that it is cheaper. Go and convert your generator to CNG. God damn it, man.
Good day, everyone. We're not kidding. We're not kidding when we said CNG engine will absolutely replace petroleum. Here is a guy who charges phone, and he's used to using petroleum to charge phone. But recently, he has converted his engine into CNG generator engine. Now, I want to ask him what is different between the price he's using to buy petrol and the price he's using to buy gas. Now, in Ghana, ya aiki. To na yanzu kame da generator ka CNG. To petrol nawa ne kana sayin da?
Petrol ne ina shan na 13,000.
A kwana da yako? To yanzu da kana amfani da CNG fa?
Yanzu ina amfani da shi. Yanzu na sa na 6,000 ya ishe ni.
Na 6,000 ko kuma?
Yes.
Ya ishe ka kenan?
Ya ishe ni.
So can you all hear him now? Can you all hear him now? He said he spent 13,000 daily on petroleum. But now that he has converted his engine into CNG engine, he's now spending less than 5,000 or 6,000 naira on gas to fuel his generator daily. Thank you very much and embrace CNG initiative. Thank you so much.
Tifnumbunomic, where they are what do you call it? They are doing PR for CNG conversion, okay? Simply because petroleum is no longer affordable, right? APC, something that people were able to afford before these criminals. But Tifnumbu and his gang, they have not converted their own vehicles, their own mechanical generators to CNG. Here you get, they are still having it, Abi. Now they are setting you up, Abi, so that when the news says 14 people burned to death in Jigawa, Abi 140 something, they say that CNG exploded. This is what they are foisting on you. This is the Nigeria they want you to embrace. If you now said no, they will say you are not patriotic. Do you see that? It's unfortunate, man. It is unfortunate. But my time is up. Again, you get? So I am done with my own rant. It may be your own turn next. If you do have one or two things you want to add to this, then be my guest. But I'm going to take a short break. Okay? And then, we can take calls afterward. Thank you. And if you have to go, by the way, remember, like the broadcast. Yeah? Africa Wahala, how far? Have you done those cleanup, eh? Thank you. Okay. So, like I said, not be all of us are religious per se. And I don't like religious people. Because to be religious, to me, to be religious means you have to be very stupid. Like, you can't question anything. Whatever they say to you, you have to accept it. And I am not somebody that accepts everything they say to me. I'm not asking you to accept what I say to you as well. You know that. I always say that you can disagree with me. But there are some things that are so stupid enough that they will say, you know, the funniest one is when people tell me that you can't understand. You can't understand this thing. You know, if, especially if they say, if the Holy Spirit does not say, hey, don't look for my trouble. Okay? Please. I do not want to really question what you believe. But don't ever in your life tell me that I can't understand something because it is a thing of the spirit. You understand that now? I count that as a disrespect to my own personal intelligence, okay? If you tell me that I can't understand something because you have been raised never to question them, so you believed all of that nonsense, that is you. When you try to project it on me and say, no, you can't understand, let me tell you, just ask God for it. Am I last in it? So you get, in case if you are seeing me for the first time, I am not somebody who says there is no God, because I was raised to believe that there is God. There is God, too. But nevertheless, I am also somebody who questions everything. Right? But that doesn't mean that you should doubt your own faith. I'm just saying, when I speak out like this, I do not need any religious person to advise me. I don't like religious people. It's as simple as that. I'll see you in a minute. Me back, okay? And I have my first caller on the line. Are you still there?
Maye.
Baba.
Maye.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Are you?
Well, very well. I'm still here, you know, surviving.
Thank
you so much, Papa.
You are blessed.
Amen.
But God will still continue to be still giving you that strength. It's not easy, my brother.
Thank you so much.
I know your platform is for people to learn.
That's right.
Then we try to like maybe to say something just to still add something to what you have been saying.
That's right.
Nigeria is not easy. Presently now, I'm in Nigeria. Nigeria is not easy. Fún ẹni tó níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́, tó mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe, tó ní nǹkan tó lè ṣe, Nigeria is not going to encourage you. Nigeria is going to frustrate you. Presently, now, I'm just on a unit tó ń lo waste plastic, waste nylon to generate the diesel.
And gas stuff and all that, yeah?
That one is still different from biogas. Biogas is through decomposition. Biogas is through decomposition of material.
Right.
This one is through.
So all the thing they call the waste to gas or waste to what do you call it?
Waste to diesel fuel, waste to kerosene, waste to diesel, and waste to gas. You can get gas from it. You can get diesel from it.
I've seen some of this stuff, man.
Nylon,
yeah.
All this plastic and all these things. We try to do it. I'm just running the machine now. I can sell gas. I'm generating gas now.
Right.
Personally, yeah.
Right.
The diesel that I'm generating, and we try to buy a diesel car, we are using that diesel to run our diesel car. I can send you the video.
Please.
If it's possible, I can even show you even if it's possible for me maybe to turn to video, you see the place that I'm in. Then you can send anybody to come and see, but Nigeria is not encouraging. That's the basic truth. I just want to contribute on different between.
You know what I can do? I can actually really feature you while you are doing all of that, okay? I know we may have a network problems and all that stuff, right? I will schedule a time, send you a link, and show you to people who can actually really come in and then possibly like invest in something like that. Something like that should be promoted, encouraged. You get what I mean?
I will appreciate that.
Like that's something I can do. It's our platform, so to say, right? But it's just that we can't do it like impromptu like this. So we just schedule a time, send you a link, and then you join us and you show us a few things, and everyone who is interested in any part of the world can be part of it.
I will appreciate that. Because presently in Nigeria, no any bank is going to invest on you. No any bank you can go to that is going to borrow you money. I'm talking to my sister because he was not in Nigeria. We just want to do our burial for our dad. I think next month, November 2nd. He was telling me they have a project going on. For them to borrow money, they have maybe a facility like hotel. They have already finished the structure. Just only the
as collateral, so that's what they're asking for.
Only the interior inside. To go to bank in Nigeria, bank is not ready to give them any money. Then they see all this agency, then collect maybe 3.5 from them, no response. There is a lot that is going on. There is a lot. We have power to do a lot of things.
And is there no government in all this money? Because I know they have what they call the NISRA, okay, out there that are giving people short loans and like almost interest-free stuff. Did you not?
Let me not shock you now.
Please.
We take our put for the analysis. We do the analysis results. We get all these things right. We go to this SON, Standard Organization of something. They are still talking about how they want to collect money from us before they can do anything. We are using our diesel now to run our own vehicle. The diesel car.
Your own products that you have actually like.
Yes, that we generate, what we generate here. We are using that plastic we convert that plastic. No, I'm gonna send the link here. If you can join me on video call, you can able to see. So we are using that plastic now. Locally, we do all these things locally. We use.
Oh, hang on, sorry. I just switched you there.
Gas fan low. Play Sita. I think the
I can barely. My camera can't really pick you that much. So you mean, hang on, let's see if, I don't know if you can, give me a sec, okay? Just 1 sec. So we can't really see you that way, but if your network is not that bad, I can do something quickly, okay? I'll send you a link now, a link to the studio. No, you can share a bit, but like I said, because this is a phone-in program right now, okay? So you mean this place is powered? This is your factory?
Yes, you can see. We do all this thing locally here. Our fabricated locally. It's fabricated locally. Yeah.
Wow. Now,
We
you
do
know,
all
you
this
know
thing
what
here
we're going to
locally.
do? You know what we're going to do? Let's hope the network is not that bad, okay? I'm going to send you a link now. With that, you won't interrupt people calling in, okay? So I'll send you a link right now. You can show all of us here. Let's hope the network is fine. I'll send you a link now.
Okay.
So all you have to do is just come through to the studio. You will see, you will be linked straight to the studio. And you can use your phone to show us everywhere inside that place, okay? I'll do that just now, okay? Give me a sec. Or in fact, you know what? Once you hang up right now, just send a text that says hello. And I can know it's you, so that I won't be searching for your number, all right? So then I'll send you a link, okay? Once you are connected, I'll show you to everybody watching us. All right, Papa? This is beautiful, man. This is great. Oh yeah, nice one, Send that hello text right now. Once you hang up, hello.
Yes.
Good one.
Send it now.
Nice one. Wow. Man, that's incredible, man. So what I'm going to do now is, first, let me take this call. My caller, if you are hearing me, I want you to stay there for me just for a sec. I want to quickly do, give me a sec. I will need to kind of multitask here quickly. But that's incredible. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send a text. And that text is to invite this individual so that I can share his stuff with the rest of us. One sec, okay? I am coming, okay? Let's see. Maiyegun. And then we have the invites. And I have this person. One sec. Well, that's incredible. So it's practically telling us there now that they are, you know, this is what we mean by the waste of the talent. Nigeria is meant to kill people's talent, people's ideas, and all of that. Okay, they've locally fabricated. That's what they have in that studio. I mean, in that place, right? The whole engine, the whole place, fabricated locally to the point that they have successfully, right, turned waste to diesel, and the product is currently being used to fuel their own cars, fuel the the generators in that place, but they can't get help in Nigeria. So I'll wait for them to join us. I think I have a caller. Do I still have that caller there? Hello.
Yes, Maiyegun. Hello, Mr. Maiyegun.
Baba, I'm so sorry that I have to kind of multitask there quickly, okay? We'll wait for this my person, and I hope he's able to connect. So, yeah, Baba, you have the floor, please.
Yes, I'm always happy to connect to your platform. Thank you for all you do. Although I didn't join the program early today, but I watched, I think a few days ago when you mentioned, you brought up some stats regarding the number of uneducated children. You see, that's a very, very important thing. Yes, yesterday, yeah. 20 million children out of school, but we are the country that prays the most. We claim to love God. How can we love God if we hate humanity? Our children are not going to school. We are killing their future. They are roaming in the streets. They are hungry. We call them future leaders. It takes one generation to make the ultimate sacrifice. And when we make that ultimate sacrifice, we are going to be free. We can't be free when we hold on to foreign ideologies. For instance, religion is the reason why Africa is not free. I can beat my chest to tell anybody, and I don't care how.
I agree with you. You know, we are the most prayerful place, but guess what? We are almost the most backward as well, and we still blame this invincible God, invisible spirit behind our problems. They won't agree.
It's the problem. This is why everybody should read about China, study China. What China did was they converted key subjects, math, physics, chemistry, biology, changed them to their local language. China, they were also colonized, but they didn't embrace the religion that they brought, because the religious people will try to enforce their religion on you. If they conquer any tribe or any set of people. The next thing is to give them their own religion, and your own religion is now forbidden and is bad. Well, we don't ask ourselves a question. Our ancestors back then, when they had issues, let's say snake bites, or they were sick, somehow they knew the leaves that could heal them, and it was working.
Yes.
This knowledge is there. We don't even have it any longer because we are the only group of people that wants to be like another person rather than we being ourselves. And this is why we are lost.
And people still don't understand the impact of what that did to us or did on us. They won't agree. We are still turning now, closing our eyes, praying to this and that, while we are losing. You see, Baba?
The damage. If you tell them, the promise of religion is you have a place where you spend eternity when you die. So it's trying to tell you this earth you find yourself is not important. It's not worth fighting for. It's not worth protecting. It's useless. There is a place that nobody has gone to, nobody has seen, nobody has gone to hell and come back. Nobody has gone to heaven and also come back. But today we treat this planet like it's bullshit. We are the country that have the highest number of resources. But look at how poor the people are living. And to us, that makes sense, or that was the plan of the creator, which is not.
This world is not our place. Heaven is the goal. It's like, okay, goodbye. You know?
We can never be free if we don't free ourselves, both physically and mentally. The mental one is the hardest. Mental freedom is what we need. So that this brain that God gives us, we can use it and start thinking. We are not thinking as a people. That's why we can't solve any problem in Nigeria. There are few people trying to solve the problems in that country. They frustrate them, and they treat them like
these brilliant guys, man. I've been reading, I've been seeing things about waste to fuel this, waste to that. And Nigeria is filled with so much waste. So if people can have access to raw materials that can indeed increase, they will create jobs, they will create wealth. I'm talking about genuine wealth. Yet we are not getting help.
Like before I go, there was a video that was trending where I think a pastor received a gift, and you saw how people's parents were just jogging around the gifts. Here in the UK, if you like, be the richest person on earth. If you can't see a poor man and stamp on his rights, that poor man that you see on the road still has his own rights intact. The law still applies to the poor man. Look at us. The pastors are so rich. One private jet can build schools in the entire Nigeria. One private school.
Yeah, they will tell you that it's your pastor, the government, and all of that. It's you know.
Israel is 10 million. With 10 million, we have 20 million children. Israel is using Iron Dome to defend themselves. We are using blood of Jesus and chosen sticker. If chosen, if their testimonies were written in the same holy books, we would have still believed it. Especially if a white man tells us this was what happened, we would believe it without questioning. Thank you, Maiyegun.
God bless you, Baba. I appreciate that. Okay. Now I have these guys on. Baba? Can you hear me? I know you can see me.
I can see you. I want to try maybe to turn the camera to the other side so that everybody can be able to see.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. What you need to do first is you will kind of. I think there is a sign at the top of your phone, right? The ones that you can do your phone settings of where once you start, once you start the camera automatically that's okay. I don't know what kind of phone you have. My own is Android phone.
This one is Android also.
Call it. Hang on. It is something your mobile to the portrait landscape. So it's like it is like okay. My camera. Okay. Look at that look like a padlock. If you have like padlock. Try your best.
I've not seen it.
If you can turn it around. That's it.
Okay. But to turn it to the other side, back camera. I'm talking about the back camera now.
You mean the back camera? Now there's another setting. Okay, where you tap the camera.
Okay.
You see where the screen.
No.
You don't. Oh, okay. We'll kind of try. Okay, let me see how that is done on mobile.
So the back camera, so that just to show you around.
I know. There is a change of camera setting, I think. But you know what? If it's not showing up properly, Baba, if it's not, just hold your phone there. See my hand.
Okay.
I can do like this. Just go around like that.
Okay.
You have to really be inside. We'll figure it out some other time. Show us.
Can you see it now?
All of us can see you.
Can you see this?
Yes, everybody can see you. Everybody.
This channel. So we are using that one to generate heat, to heat up our reactor. This is a reactor. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Let me try to clamp this one so that you can be able to understand it.
What you can do. See, let me show you something again. What you can do,
Yeah.
Give the phone. Give the phone.
Okay. Yeah, Abamidadani.
So why they move back?
Yeah,
move back. And we can see you. We can hear you. Don't worry. Move back. Come on, move back, Dada. They just show you the whole place.
Have you seen the reactor?
Yeah. So all of that.
All this waste plastic.
Okay.
Have you seen it? We have already washed it. So this is a reactor.
Go on.
Have you seen it? So after the reactor, we cover it up with this.
Okay.
You see this one now? We use this one to cover it up. You understand? So from that place, you go through this place.
Wow. Okay.
Enclosed system. So from here, so another time. You go. Can you see it?
We can see you, Baba.
Yeah. So from that place, you are going to heat it up from this place. You see something like this?
Yep.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Yep.
So we heat it up here. So it's just similar to this. What is going on here? Just similar to what is going on here. Have you seen it?
Yes, we can.
So from that place, the gas is going to come through this place. So here now we are collecting our oil inside this place now. Where we collect our diesel fuel. This is where we collect our diesel fuel. Have you seen it?
Yes, we can see it.
So these are diesel fuel. So the gas is coming to pass through this place. So you can see this part of the product.
Okay.
Are you seeing? So from that place, we are going to collect our gas here.
Right.
So we have one storage here. This is the gas now already.
Okay.
This one is going to feed up. That's why we are using another smallest one.
Is it like a cooking gas, roofing gas, or what kind of gas?
This is a storage bag. We call it storage bag.
Okay.
Where we store our gas. So from here now, this is the place we can store our diesel. This is the place we normally store our diesel here.
Right.
Have you seen it?
After that process.
We have the filtration system. This is the filtration system. we filter the diesel first. Have you seen it?
Right,
We
right.
filter it. After filter, then we come to the storage here. Final storage tank here.
Wow.
Yeah. So the gas now, you can use the gas to run the generator. Bring that generator.
Okay.
The gas now, we can use the gas to run the generator. Let's use it here. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What? So, okay. Must start here, no? Must share. So, beside that one now, what I want to try to say before, you can see, this is the gas storage now. We have, okay, the generator have already started. Okay, let them be starting that one so I can show you other things so that it will not be like we are wasting your time.
I get
Yeah,
you.
you can see the one now. This is a cylinder for vehicle. The one that you can put at the back of your vehicle. So we can use the gas as CNG. Because personally in Nigeria, the truth about it, we they don't have the infrastructure for them to have that, for them to be generating the gas. The place that they normally generate the gas, they normally have a low pressure of gas, like Limco along Lagos Ibadan, adjacent to Mountain of Fire. That is the place, they have a filling station there, which they are using CNG gas there. So we can convert the gas, we can convert the gas to this. We have something we call a cascade. This is what we call a cascade. It's different from, have you seen it?
I can see it.
Yeah. So this is what we call a cascade. So from this cascade now, we just need a cylinder. We need a booster to boost that thing to inside this one now, the cascade. After the cascade, we call it a dispenser. So from the dispenser, we put this one at the back of our vehicle, because before we are using a cylinder, we want to put this one at the back of our vehicle to be using this one.
Your car now, yeah?
Yes, as our car now. Then we put this one at the back of the car. So any gas that we take is different from this LPG. LPG is around 14 bar. It's 12 to 14 bar. This one is going around 200 bar.
Wow.
So the cylinder is very thick. You have a very weight. It's not something that is around 70 kg, the cylinder. So if you put that cylinder on your vehicles, I think your vehicle is going to go down first.
Yeah.
You understand? So Nigerian method now, we are talking about the Nigerian method now. Normally, Nigeria is supposed to have, like, maybe they have a place that they're generating the gas, which we don't have all this refinery that can give us enough gas again. So that means there's no infrastructure. That means they have a lot of people now. They have a lot of people that they have a station, which okay, let me show you the car that we are using the diesel to power.
Okay.
Like you said,
the SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria, you have shown them some of this stuff, eh?
I swear before God and man, they are just, this is the diesel car. This is the diesel car. They are just expecting us to pay another money.
And what is that money for? For the approval or what?
For the approval. They are not encouraging. That's the basic truth. This is the diesel car. We put the diesel inside this one.
Right.
Have you seen the car? Maybe in the daylight, I can still show you the car, the way it look like. It's a diesel car. We just bought it.
Right, right.
Have you seen the car now?
Ahmed, my question is this. Question again is this. How much were they asking you for their approval? Since you need that, how much are they asking you?
The first thing that they are asking, they said we need approval before we can build a plant, which means they have to give all the standard of what we wanted to build. Then I tried to ask them a question. If you are asking us to pay for a structure, have you been doing something like that before? Have you been giving some people permits before they can be doing something like that before? Because we try to see the CNG. Normally, before we normally training, we train people. Janetta is Shema. Okay. So have you seen it now? Normally, the cylinder, before we venture to this, we are into biogas. We can generate gas through decomposition, cattle dung, and other things. That's why we buy all this cylinder that time. That maybe we can able to go into venture to a CNG gas. That since we can generate enough gas on our own, so we can be using it. Maybe if we want to sell it for people and all these things, but our capacity, we don't have enough money to go with the project. That's why we just like, okay, let's go to this.
What we are going to do, Ahmed, we are going to have a special program. It's going to be during the day. So you have kind of, assist you on how to switch your camera to the back camera. A lot of people don't. The reason why you can't switch back is that this app, this software that you join me on this broadcast is not like switching the front and back camera on your phone. There's a setting you have to follow. Okay. So we will walk through that, and I'm going to actually really feature you, right? Okay. So that during the day, when it is bright enough, we'll feature you. We'll get to see everything enough, and maybe at that point we can actually solicit for investors. I'm talking about people who can, because this is not illegal. Do you understand that now? All over the place. What you need is real investor, people that can come in, balance up what you need to become, to go into the market and mass produce. Get your approval. We know Nigeria is all about rubbing palms and all of that. You've done so well. You have done greatly for yourself. I have to admit, I am impressed. But listen, Baba, we will use platform for further support and protection for your investors, right? I for you, Baba, and I'm happy that you're sharing this with us. Okay, so don't worry. We will talk at this point and do something.
Yeah, so, you can see the working now. There's no fuel inside you.
So, and it is working?
Cannot see,
Wow.
You can see.
So, your generator is working like this now.
There's no fuel inside. Can you see it?
Is the generator right now? Because I can't hear anything.
We are using the gas to power the generator.
So the generator is powered that way now, Is it powered?
Directly with the gas. So we can use the gas to power a vehicle. That's why we have the cylinder. Just only to get the compressor, the booster that's going to take that. We are going to put it into a booster. We call it booster to boost it up.
Hang on, Ahmed.
To that cascade.
So, where you are located, just for my viewers to know, where are you located?
Hello, can you hear me?
Much details. Where are you located? Like where are you located?
Ilori, presently now. This thing is happening in Ilori.
Let's keep everything else under wrap, okay, Baba? This is great. This is fantastic, okay? I am going to reach out. I promise. I'll reach out, okay? And we will do something. I promise.
No problem.
Keep it up,
problem. No problem. Yeah, my guys, everybody in the house. Yeah.
God bless you. We can feel you. This is wonderful, man.
You're welcome.
It is really. I know there are so much talent in that place that have been buried, and that's one thing. That's one of the reasons why I so much passionately hate these criminals in charge of that contraption. There are ways where real wealth, can be created. That guy is a multimillionaire in dollars, in pound sterling, with what he just kind of did there. I have read about waste to diesel, petrol, gas. I have never seen it with my two eyes. They locally fabricated all of that stuff you see in that place, man. And they are doing well, but the system continues to what? To undermine them, to limit them. That is what Nigeria is. I am going to feature him specially. And all of us on this platform will probably get to see more than what we just said. It's pretty much like this one is impromptu. I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Maiyegun.
Baba?
I just got some information about what is going on in Nigeria.
Please share.
You know that last protest that these northerners protested?
Yeah, in August.
They are saying, this is from Alausa in Lagos, so they are saying that even the people in Alausa, even though they come online, they support the government, they are grumbling. They cannot eat. Transportation is taking all their money. Any extra money that they borrow is going to food now. The people are starving. This is from somebody that goes to Alausa regularly. The people are starving. They cannot eat. Now, when you ask, but people are coming online now, they are saying the government is working. These people are being paid.
Yeah.
They are being paid to stay active. They are being paid to stay online. They are being paid to comment. They are being paid to go on blogs.
What they call them now? They call them data boys. You know?
I said that.
Towards the end of the month, they will pay them. They will bombard everywhere. And then after that, they will disappear again. It's unfortunate, man.
They said Tinubu has so much money. He's collecting money from NURTW. That the amount of money his stocks collects every day is billions. He has so much money that nobody can do anything about it. When they wanted to protest, he said that he came out and he gave them some change, and some people went and they did anti-protest. And when the northerners saw that, people in the south are not protesting, they stopped. You know, people in Igbo land, they did not protest, so they stopped. That those northerners, they were already wearing bomb. They were already ready to go to politicians' house to just waste their life and just scatter the place.
We did see some of them.
And I was asking that, why? He said that because these northerners, they don't spend money normally. That what they used to do is farm. And they exchange their goods. But now that they cannot farm because of insecurity, they now have to spend money. All of them have been coming to the south. They are now doing megas. They are now doing so many jobs. There are so many of them in the south now. But the hunger is still there. That they said that Tinubu, whatever is going to take him out, is going to be something like Gaddafi. But Tinubu and the World Bank, you know that 15 years, that World Bank is a bet, is a gamble. They are gambling their money that the people in South will never be bold enough to stand up to Tinubu. That is their bet. That is their gamble. And for them to be able to risk that amount of money, they have some assurance. It's really terrible.
Falling into poverty every day. They will have to continue to fall into that poverty for the next 15 years as a solution.
Yes, that is their gamble. That is why they keep on sending money to Nigeria, even though they know that these people are just stealing it. They are ready to gamble it based on. I see people come on here. They say, the northerners are not educated. We are stuck with them. We don't deserve to be with them. Let me tell you something. The only people that will save us in that country are those people. They are the only ones bold enough to remove that guy. Because I'm telling you, nobody is going to be able to... See, ask a Yoruba man, there is nobody that knows Tinubu more than us. If you are not going to remove that guy like Gaddafi, then stop wasting your time. Anything less than that, stop wasting. This guy is going to get, after this 2027, this guy is going to find a person to replace him right after. These people are ready to gamble their money. Let me tell you, somebody does not confidently borrow money from World Bank and waste it. World Bank does not know that somebody is collecting their money and wasting it. They are gambling on our cowardness. What are Nigerians in the South doing? They are doing Yahoo. They are doing Yahoo school. It's not that government does not know, but they have to let people suffer. He has so much money. He owns almost all the land in Lagos. Even the people lower than him, all those honorables, they have so much money now. They don't know what to do. They are just collecting.
They don't care.
Yes.
The entire place can burn down. Who cares?
When they wanted to do protests, and that one was when fuel was still around 500, 600. They gave some people maybe few million within 2 weeks after they stopped people from protesting. Because you notice that in the South, people were not protesting. It's not by choice. If you come out to protest, just that like they did in sit at home in the Southeast, these people have been paid. They carried knife. All the area boys, they've given them drugs. They've given them a few millions. Anybody they see outside, they say, even if you are going to the market to just go and buy food, they'll say, is a lie, you want to protest? So people are not only starving because they cannot afford food.
We'll see how long that is going to actually last, because the level at which things are going right now, even that money they are giving them is becoming worthless. So let's see how far.
Maiyegun is going to last, going to last, because when you know how we in the South, we are not bold. For World Bank to be betting on us that we will never be bold. Look at some people, even the people outside Nigeria, especially our Bayanye, they are not even getting paid, but they are supporting the government.
For free now. They want the old shake to continue.
Yes. So what I'm saying, how long is it? I think people in secretariat, they are starving.
Let's see how far this is going to last.
And this is 2024. We've not reached 2027.
I know.
It will last, though. We need this northerners.
It's not like we don't know that Nigerians have this threshold for pain. Or anyway, we shall see. That's the most I can say. Let me take another one, Baba. Thank you for sharing that, though. A good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So here, hang on. I just missed that. Sorry if I kind of missed your call. Now, to everyone still watching, we only have just about 15 minutes to go. Now, what you need to do, if you haven't done that already, is remember, like the broadcast and share it. Okay, it's quite an interesting evening, I would say. One sec. I want to kind of have a short break. I'll be back in a minute, not long.
Ìgbà kan máa dé àsìkò kọ́ṣe ń bọ̀ wá ìgbà kan máa dé àsìkò kọ́ṣe ń bọ̀ wá tólórò máa sáré ọlọ́pàá máa sáré ayé máa sáré ẹyẹ tí ò dúró rere máa sáré àlórà máa sáré hs tí kò mọ kankan máa sáré everybody máa sáré gbogbo wa pátá máa sáré ìgbà yẹn ti dé àsìkò yẹn náà làwà. Ìgbà yẹn ti dé àsìkò yẹn náà làwà everybody máa sáré ọlọ́pàá máa sáré àwọn tó ń ṣòro gan máa sáré olúmọlẹ̀ máa sáré àpènà máa sáré olúwo ìlú gan máa sáré everybody pátápátá máa sáré gbogbo wa máa sáré àwọn ọmọ fantasy base máa sáré àwọn ọmọ tomorrow base máa sáré akíndóyin base máa sáré ayépéjọsọ base máa sáré everybody pátá máa sáré.
Sorry. And what that simply means is that it's going to get, it's like a bubble. It will eventually burst. You see the way they are going. I have said that many times that the breakup of the establishment and the contraption itself is not going to be because you don't want Nigeria to break up or I want Nigeria to break up. This is not going to be what will kind of break the entire contraption. Excuse me. It is going to be solely on the overconfidence, the criminality, the corruption, and then possibly the inefficiency of these rogues that will eventually implode that place. And it's already building up. It is.
Some believe that the threshold of Nigerians is so tough that they can hold any pain for as long as they want. But I'll tell you, there are some pains that people have never felt before, and it is still coming. Whatever they are feeling right now, this is just the beginning. It's like a warm-up. Hello there.
Baba Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. Baba, how are you?
Good evening.
Good evening to you too. How's it going, man?
How are you doing today?
Well, I'm fine. Oh, I'm still here, you know.
How is the family?
We thank God, though. And how is yours?
Good. My name is John. Is calling from Boston, United States of America.
God bless you, John. It's good to have you again, sir. Please.
Long time. I've been listening to your program. Now, you see this thing you show on your platform today is an amazing job for this young man.
Man, it's so impressive. Imagine how that young man is in the United States. What makes Elon Musk? What makes Elon Musk who he is today? If not because of the patronage of the American government.
Yeah? Baba, we are talented. God bless us. Now, let me be honest with you. This thing that you show now, Nigeria will make sure that they will frustrate this kind to kill his destiny. They are not looking how to help masses. They are not looking how to make that place become a better place for every one of us. If this kind is here, God have blessed this kind.
Like generational wealth. It's not just
go to Ebola.
Generational
Go
wealth.
to Ebola. I say Yoruba will be like paradise. Go to East. Go to East. You see how people are using waste products to produce something. They will kill that destiny.
In the Eastern Nigeria, they refine it, and they are like they fabricated the entire machine themselves. Not even imported anything. No, they fabricated, they constructed everything themselves. But yet,
Baba,
government would rather destroy them.
Baba, I am crying. As I sit down here, the boss,
honestly.
the boss my ass every day. It thinks me happy. I did hear the boss my ass every blessed day to make sure there is food on the table for me and for other people. Me no get life. Every day walk. They walk. They look at what God has given to us. These wicked people, these devilish people, these demons say they will not live to see us smile.
No.
Break it. Let everybody go. Problem. Do the needful. Problem. Where are we starting? That is why I tell you, say, any place where I go, people ask me where I'm from. I say, I'm Iboma. That name they shame me to call. Anybody will stand up, make me talk bad against this administration, they go hold them jail. Go to Kuje prison yard, go to every different prison yard. See many people where they lavish inside prison, we get destiny. Because they talk, say, this thing we they do is no good. It become a problem. Nande Carlo, they detain him because he was saying the truth. Right. Now you see all those truths that this man was saying. You see how he don't come out openly.
Yes,
this guy now, if government, our government is good to empower us. This guy now, you know how many people where this guy go train? You know how many people with this guy? That is why anytime I call in, I they tell on I say, would they leave the major thing, they pursue shadow. Would they leave the major thing what we supposed to do, they pursue shadow. Person will come for either NTA or in any AIT, whatever, or channel of their fucking no rubbish TV. Come the mess up, say this regime is the best regime. Look at how the economy has gone into. Look at where they have put them into.
Even if the bank no one give you money, even if the government no one give you money, with that level of creativity, as far as you have even advanced, see, what that young man has achieved here is no longer on paper. It's not like somebody talking about his idea on paper. He's already put it into practice enough that you can see. Individual can write the check and say, how much do you need? I'll give you 100 million naira to start. And then I'll give you another 200 million. If you exhaust that one. All I want is that I just give me 20% of your, 20% stake in your business. I'm okay. Because it's so futuristic, right? That, man. Damn.
Baba, it no go better for these people.
I swear, amen.
They say it no go better for them. Their children go suffer. You see that man will cause Tinubu. That cost go remain. Amen. Nothing will make that cost no work. In the name of Ichuku Kikabiam, nothing will make that cost no work.
Young people, they are stealing their future from them. What do they want him to end up as? Once they kind of make sure that they frustrate him, to be what? To become a political jobber. That is following politician for money, or what?
Baba, I dey tell you, see, now, you, I dey hear you. It's not easy to do this thing you are doing. My prayer always is, may Chukwu Kukabiyama strengthen you. May Chukwu Kukabiyama give you the wisdom and the knowledge. Don't give up.
I can't. I won't.
Remember this thing I told you. I said, one day, your name will be written in the book that you, Mazin Namunduku Kalo Hamadike, one of Biafra, are the people who made that place become a better place for every one of us. That is my prayer every day.
God bless you. You're amazing.
You have a wonderful day, Baba.
And you too, sir. You have a good one too, okay?
Thank you so much. I mean, if people care to understand that the opportunities that we have as a people, and then the supposed, I did say something, and I keep saying it too. I mean, on this platform, I said, the real enemies of the Yorubas, they are not Igbos, they are not Fulanis, they are not, as you put them, they are not Northerners, Easterners, or wherever. The real enemies of Yorubas are the criminal Yoruba supposed leaders, whether traditional, political, or religious. These are people holding us down for Nigeria to do all of this to us. If they say we are going to prioritize our people, and our people are the most important, asset that we have, we invest in them, like Awolowo did, invested in education of the Yorubas. Then decades later, people that benefited from such empowerment, such education, they are doing everything to frustrate the younger ones who are supposed to be the leaders of tomorrow, frustrate them, deny them education. Those ones who managed to educate themselves, they have been subjected into one thing, to aspire to be political jobbers, praise singers, not productive people. Because when you see, if you want to see the most hardworking people, anywhere in the world, you will see the young people inside Nigeria. They are the most hardworking people. Everything is rigged against them. Opportunity is so scarce that a lot of them are doing everything legitimately possible until some of them are get to a stage of giving up. But the people who see them, who are supposed to actually uplift them, help them, they will continue to make sure that the window of opportunity continue to be shut at them. Imagine that these young guys could produce, they could produce all of the needed cooking gas that is needed in Yoruba land. The money they are using to buy SUV, the money they are using to buy properties abroad, could be invested in them, expand them, train a lot of them, and locally, converting waste to gas, to this. I may not be a supporter of a CNG, this and that. If a car is built on diesel, let it run on diesel. If an engine is built on gas, on petrol, let it run on petroleum.
And then if you have to, if anything, I mean, if engine is built on gas, then let it run on gas. I do not really fancy conversion. So even if you take out this their CNG that is now being PR everywhere, do you know how much the price of local gas, cooking gas, can be crashed in Yoruba land? Make life easier. Do you know how much the price of petroleum, price of diesel can be crashed in Yoruba land? Create jobs, improve the economy, protect lives and properties. Do you know what that can have, the impact that can have on an average Yorubas in Yoruba land? But they are not going to do that. No, they won't. They prefer our people to remain sort of stagnant, right? No progress, no real thing, because the poorer they are, the more powerful, the kind of power they have over them. Do you know how frustrating this can really be? So when you see me rant a lot about these rogues, and you want to turn around and say, I should pray for them. What kind of, I don't know, what kind of prayer do you really think people like me should be praying? When you see what these guys are doing in destroying the young Yorubas that could change our fortune, change our area, develop this land. Imagine if we are not actually part of this contraption, and we are not, we are not bedeviled with this kind of people who are more interested in driving Japanese cars, Belgian cars, or German cars, American cars, wearing this British darts. I'll check this. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Baba.
Maiyegun, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Maiyegun. Good evening. How are you? How is the family?
We are here surviving, and we thank God, man. Thank you so much for asking. How are you?
Thank you. Thank God. Thank God. I'm good. I'm just here, just tired of everything, man.
Honestly,
just
man.
tired, fed up. Naija people want keep us diaspora, easy.
You see?
Today alone, like over 10 people don't ask me money on WhatsApp. I just thought, see, I won't go buy another SIM for offline sense. Make I just change my number straight for WhatsApp.
They are not even thinking about our own mental health too. We are cutting off our friends. We are cutting out people that we were normally would speak to, because the economic frustration in that place is being transferred to us here. Nobody cares.
Exactly. Absolutely. Maiyegun, you're on point. I was just thinking that if I should change my number now, I will lose a lot of contact. I will have peace of mind, of course, but I will miss a lot of people.
Yeah.
I won't be in contact with, some family members, some friends, And these people, to be honest with you, Maiyegun, I have a lot of people that give money on a monthly basis. And if I don't give them money, some of them are hypertensive, they are diabetic, they have different ailments.
We don't worry for them again and say, well,
exactly.
God, what's happening to them now?
You understand? I don't just want to change my number and now they will now call that, so person don't die. This one don't die. This one die left and right. And now, Maiyegun, as I'm speaking to you, people are dying left and right. And I have people in the government. I have family, I have friends, I have people who are very close to Tinubu. When it comes to London, I have people who always go to see him wherever he hides. There are things that I cannot say on this call, I cannot say openly, but one-on-one, I can expose everything to you on a call. Maiyegun, this man is an evil man, this Tinubu. I have people who have served in his government that when they want to do good things, they will tackle them. Who send you? The way he did to Fashola in 2007, that's what causes his fight with Fashola. He said Fashola was planting tree, doing road, demolishing house, doing things. And they now set that one up because that one too like woman. So, and at the end of the day, they now use it on him as a leverage against him. Exactly, as a compromise. So Fashola the second time of Fashola, you can see that it was very useless. He couldn't do anything. The same thing happened to Ambode. Ambode was paying Tinubu $5 million every month through his complaint, Alpha Beta, who takes tax for Lagos State. At the end of the day, Ambode said that money increased it to about $25 million. every month.
Not satisfied.
And it's not satisfied. And Ambode now stop it. That was why they removed Ambode. You understand?
It was
a lot of
it was
things.
going to be like a civil war in Lagos if Ambode didn't leave then.
Exactly. And people were deceived.
They forced him to give a press conference on that bridge in Lagos.
Exactly.
Talking about this then.
So everything he said about Sanwo-Olu is true 100%. Sanwo-Olu is a drug addict in America now. He has been to jail, been to different, mental hospital, mental this thing, that, in America. There are people who knows these people one-on-one. They are human beings. They are not spirit now.
No, they are not.
They are not alien. You understand? Me, I know people who are close to them. During this August protest, Maiyegun, I'm telling you, this Baba, this Tinubu is a devil incarnate. He's an advocate of Satan. He spent billions of naira bribing different religious bodies to tell their followers not to protest, bribing all these area boys, cultists in Lagos, in Ogun State, in Osun State, in Ondo, every southwest, states where he has
they are openly
power. He has
people that they will kill people that comes out to protest. I remember
Yes,
openly.
Maiyegun. The same thing he did during NSAS. Look at how NURT carry mass transit to attack NSAS protesters in Oshodi, Ojota, different places in Lagos, even in Ikeja, Lausa. You understand? This Jagaban man is a person that is not contented with whatever he has stolen. He wants mark. He always wants to go for more, steal. This thing that those World Bank are talking about is rubbish, total nonsense. In the sense that a government who is projected to, get their bearing in the next 10, 15 years or 20 years, and they are spending the way they are spending lavishly, they are not saving. Our excess crude account is empty. Our foreign accounts are empty. All the foreign accounts.
They hear them. They are currently putting up all these fraudulent figures. Excess crude
exactly.
Nigeria foreign reserve has now increased to 39.
Ask them to give you
Baba
is a lie.
They won't show you anything.
At all, Baba, I have someone I can call in America that I will ask that I need social information from the World Bank in America, that they should get those information. As a Nigerian, you can get all those information out. There is a way we get all those facts. But all these people, they will be telling lies. They've brainwashed a lot of people. Now, those people that they've brainwashed, Baba, a bit if hunger don't finish them. People where they abuse me. If I send MaiyegunDiary Politico to their WhatsApp, some people don't block me. I thought I know. Now that they unblock me, they beg money.
See?
They beg money. They thought say they won't die. Their children now, they don't withdraw them come up for private school. Some of them cannot even afford government school because now no funding for government school. They have removed subsidy from government schools, and now government school is now different from private school. You have to pay for uniform, have to pay for chairs, books, have to pay everything. So where's the money? How much are people earning? So all of them now, their eye don't they open. All of them, maybe sense go they return. Now they cannot even watch YouTube because they've controlled the media houses in Nigeria. So to their own, to their own wants, what they want those media houses to be reporting on. So exactly. It's true, 100%. That pastor said it right. Even my own pastor, my CAC pastor, before the election, Maiyegun, that man, he said it that this Tinubu government is like Nebuchadnezzar, that he didn't do anything, he will be giving praise to himself. He doesn't care about anybody, he doesn't care about God, he doesn't care about the cry of people, masses.
They are increasing taxes, and they are telling themselves, saying it to the media that things are coming down.
Yes, and
for God's sake.
Is that not madness, Maiyegun? Where recording VAT 10%. Now even that 10% is not sure. They say VAT will get to 20% in the long run.
And now they are promising 10% before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year,
they are going to increase it again before the middle of next year.
Exactly.
Now die.
Maiyegun, as I'm speaking to you, I have people who are working in Alausa. A lot of them working for government. They are murmuring, just like what the last caller said. They are complaining bitterly. People who cannot look at my face before because I was criticizing Tinubu, now they've agreed, they are begging. Now I not told them that go and watch Maiyegun, even though you don't have data, go anywhere, connect to Wi-Fi, go and watch it. Even if it is what I want to start doing now is all those your short video, 25 minutes, 30, I want to keep downloading them. So I will send it to them. They can just download it on WhatsApp and just watch it on a go. You understand? They will not stream it, so they can watch it later. That's what I want to be doing now. You understand?
I want to start cutting them into like a 5 minutes, 7 minutes now, more.
Yeah, Baba, if you can do that. Exactly. Please, I beg you in the name of God. These things, people have started opening their eyes. I was chatting as I was watching you tonight. My phone, my WhatsApp is just blowing up. I've not checked my WhatsApp in the last 2 days because about 75% of messages are billing. Hospital this, hospital that, food, this one. People are going hungry, Maiyegun, every day. People don't eat. My family, they are confirming everything to me that Maiyegun, Nijebu, everywhere, or Ibadan, everywhere I have connection, I have contact. I'm close to all these politicians. They are evil set of people. Only very few of them that they have conscience, they will say the truth. I have some of them that I do talk to. They come to London, they will call me, I'll go and see them. They always tell me that this government, now there is rumor that military want to take over. There are some young boys planning to take over.
You know that
they want to do coup.
That Lagbaja guy is also sick right now, and he's not in Nigeria.
Yes, I heard about that too.
Chief of defense staff.
Chief of defense staff.
He's currently outside Nigeria, and he said that he's really, really sick.
He's very sick.
We have anywhere to treat him in Nigeria too. He's currently outside Nigeria.
It's only God that knows the kind of sickness.
Nigeria.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. President is outside of Nigeria. The vice president is outside. Now, who is going to deputize for them? Now, I've heard some info. Maiyegun, I'm not supposed to say this tonight, but I just have to say there are some boys, young chaps in the military who are planning a bloody coup. They are planning to something similar to what happened in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. They will waste a lot of politicians. They will kill. Blood will flow. There will be cry. There will be anguish. There will be pain in that political realm. You will see very soon, Maiyegun. I've been speaking to a lot of people. I've been communicating. I've been talking to all these military boys that they are my friends. Many of them, they are captain majors. What are you guys looking at? You cannot salvage your country, and you saw oath to protect this country. Is it the oath to protect politicians that you saw, or the masses, the people? Thank you for your good job.
God bless you so
thank
much,
you very much. God bless you.
This evening, okay? Our time is so up, I have to say. Even though we had a bit of like interruption in the middle, but it's worth it. When Ahmed showed us his mini, plants in Ilorin, we hope that I'll be able to bring you more on that, especially so that everyone who wants to know and ask questions around the time can ask. And also, Ahmed, if you are still watching, I kind of saw where people were asking if you could drop your social media contacts so that they can reach out to you as well. I don't know if you have done that. In case if you read the comments on YouTube or on Facebook, okay, please go read those comments and see if you can if you can share your social media handle where people can reach out to you and have a conversation. I intend to give this a follow-up, okay? Our time is up. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening, to those who are already in the evening, and to some of us who are already almost late at night. You should all have a good night. From here, good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tójódodo.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ láwọn tójódodo.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tójódodo.
Maiyegun Diary, Naija number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ tún ra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Allowed the two it's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind. Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic, and if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Politico, Maiyegun don come, oh, this one not the off in mind. Maiyegun don come, oh, and in the touchlight every corner. Maiyegun don come, oh, okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman pikin they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary
Maiyegun don come, oh, yo, yo.
This man not dey off in mind.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Maiyegun Live.
Politico.
Welcome back to those of you who joined us this earlier today, and to those who are joining us for the first time today as well. Thank you. Just take your time and read beyond the caption of the broadcast. Read the description of this broadcast. You should like it first, then share it to invite your friends and not so friendly friends, the Abobakus, the Ronukus, the Batidiots, the Batstards, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the Lagos Abobakus, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the ass lickers. Tell all of them and say, Maiyegun today.
Lórí Facebook. And yes, lórí YouTube. And yes,
Has Kolu returned?
Because
right now,
and yes,
the president of Nigeria is hiding somewhere in France.
And yes,
his deputy, the Shettima, is also hiding somewhere in Sweden.
And yes,
and earlier today, there were rumors that DSS had to provide security for Akpabiole, the godless Akpabiole, because of a rumored impeachment. All of that means that Nigeria is currently not even on autopilot. It is a place where anything goes as we speak. I'm actually looking forward to the return of Tinubu because of what Donyo Kwigbe said. That when Tinubu returns, it's like there will be a little bit of relief for all of you. On top this shaggy, you can still use the Thank you, Motide. So they said that this is what you can use if you have any chance for it. I don't know. I think it's free. Yeah, it's called the T-Pain tablet, so to say, weight loss tablet. So you can use one in the morning, depends. You can use 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 2 at night. Or you can just use 1 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 at night. While lose weight, Ishani, because you are being sacrificed to the gluttonous criminals. Kudos to Aziko say here, right? So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'll say good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is the Temple of Truth with Maiyegun Live. The kind of shege that is currently blowing in Nigeria is beyond what we used to call the owu. Owu blowing means the hunger is spreading. Right now, it is worse than that. It's even worse than shege. Some said it is shege pro max. Well, it depends on which of the side of the aisle you are seated and which of the wind is blowing to your own side. Like I have said before, Nigeria right now may be a little bit of a country practicing a pseudo-democracy, something that is not real, right? But there's something that is real. It is the democratization of the shege in that contraption. 15 days ago, oh dear, 16 days ago, Kolu, the Jaga banditi, the Jaga addicti, aṣíwájú àwọn olè, aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, aṣíwájú àwọn àtọ̀ọ́lé, left that contraption. They said he was going for an annual leave. Person we know they work, need to do anything. Got so tired that he ran away from that contraption because now wahala too much, they say. Meanwhile, some said he was using that moment to reflect on his policies. So others are waiting to be given an appointment by Tinubu called the cabinet reshuffle. In all of this, he has remained incommunicado, except one Akudaya that went to see him in London that told us that when he was done with London, that was about 6 days ago, he was going to go to Paris. That's in France. Now, 14 days, 2-week holiday should have elapsed 2 days ago. But we haven't heard from the Shigidi of Aso Rocky, the Shigidi of Aso Rock. We have heard a lot from some of the praise singers, the ass lickers, the court jesters inside that asshole rock. But we haven't heard from him until this afternoon when they said the Shettima was leaving the contraption too. Yeah, he left for Sweden to go and represent Tinubu on something that doesn't really matter, by the way, okay? And then the third person in line, the number 3 person in the contraption is Godless Akpabiole. Now, Godless Akpabiole that told you that whatever you are enduring right or going through right now, you should continue to endure it. Somehow, a rumor started spreading that the Godless himself was about to be impeached. Not just him, including the leadership of the National Assembly. That was a shocker. Well, it ended up being a rumor. It never happened, so to say. But while we are still waiting for the return of a Kolu back into that contraption, listen, somebody sent a message and said, Maiyegun, stop calling your country a contraption. In case if you are new, number one, I appreciate majority of you that just subscribed onto MaiyegunsDiary Politico. I think I'm going to have to write something about this page on the front of